Boom. All right, y'all. Peace and greetings. Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. And here with my magnificent brother in whom I'm well pleased. And he is
Islam. It's Brother Muaba Bey.
You already know. All righty. This is, you know what? I ain't even gonna call it a test. This is us being AstroCivic as we are. You know what I mean? And this is going down. Really? You need your chair back, don't you? I'm about to go in. Let me grab this fruit here. We're gonna record our civic sessions from here on out, baby. We should have did it yesterday. Me and Arah in here before we get started on the astrology. We'll give people some time. No. We just on the Zoom now. Yeah. If you wanted to come in and check it out, just let me. We already got the link. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying to think. Should you put the Zoom link in my contact in your phone? You know how you got phone, email, put Zoom, put Zoom link in here. You know what I mean? That's Bobby Valentino, right? My man, all of 4'10".
I know.
Very interesting.
He always brings him out.
Oh, God, you. Bobby.
Yo, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna just go in, bro.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yo, Hassan, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And just letting you know again, we are recording.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm about to go in.
That ain't pick up and letting you know that now. What'd you say?
I'm about to go in.
All right, what's good? I'm listening.
I guess we'll just start with the captures.
You ain't gotta turn it down, babe. I'll close my door if I need to, unless you want to join in on it. You want to join in on it? You can listen or whatever. It don't matter. I already said he about to go in, so you can come in on the phone, or I don't know if you got your headphones. You want to hear in your ear. I mean, either way. Okay. Brother Arah, you got the floor, beloved brother. I'm all ears. Is that music loud to you in the background?
I can't really hear it.
You can barely hear it. That's actually very good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's not. I'm gonna just start
listening to you, beloved brother.
I'm gonna just start with the Constitution, since we're, you know what I mean?
Hold on, let me turn my
only right
stuff up because I can't even really hear you. Maybe I should plug my speaker into my iPad so I can really hear you. Hold on. Let me see if that's what it is. All right, we got the Constitution for the United States of America, North Continent, right? The North American Republic Constitution for the United States, North America, right?
Why you say the Republic? I thought it was a democracy.
You're hilarious, bro. I know, right? That's what they would be like. Hold on, what do you mean? Right? That's pretty interesting, right? However, man, let's go in, man. I got my mango towel ready, front and center, ready to go in. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Oh, you need a chair. I'm gonna bring the stool in here for you, babe. That's fine. All right, bring the stool in here. I told Santa he could have it to concentrate. Had an other chair. Okay, that's fine. However you want to do it, just chill there if you come in. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do you a solid. This is what I'm gonna do because I'm not going to be confident and say yes that's what it is. Copy and boom, and let me paste it. Boom, let me paste it. And there, paste. There you go, my love. Got it. All right. All righty, Brother Arah, I yield to you, my beloved brother, and whom I'm well pleased. I'm pretty sure I still got stuff up from us studying yesterday.
Oh yeah, I got some of that stuff up too. I just wanted to go over this real quick.
Sweet.
So one thing to know is how many times people comes up, right?
Correct. And you're basically using like a find.
So control F will allow you to search within a document. Also, on the phone, if you have like a document on the phone and you want to do a control F type of search, you can't actually do it on the phone. But if you're looking at a document in like some type of app, most apps that allow you to view documents have a search option.
Yeah, they got like the little magnifying icon for you to do that within a search option. Correct. Like if I'm on iBooks on my iPad or iPhone, there's a word I would like to find in the spirit of using like a concordance, or I can just hit the magnifying glass icon for the find option and then type the word that I'm looking for within the entire document. I yield to you, brother.
Indeed. So the Constitution for the United States of America, as it says right here.
And this is the one from rvbaypublications.com, of course.
Indeed, it is. So people pops up 7 times, which I found that kind of interesting. And the first time it pops up is in the preamble where it says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, as peace, provide for the common defense," that is freedom, promote the general welfare. I got it. Let me go grab my Constitution. Give me 1 second, because I have this some notes in there that I want to speak on.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are patient. We are patient. Mango. Well, our brother Arah gets that. What we can all do, to those that are going to hear this in times to manifest, dimensions to manifest as well as those of us that are here, we can allow ourselves to wrap our minds first and foremost around that this is not complicated. What we're doing is not hard. It's a matter of us just continuing to be ourselves. I trust that what we're doing is actually remembering. We're being taught and reminded, as it is there in the spirit pertaining to John 14:26, right? John 14:26 in the Helios Bibliotech. After me will come a spirit in my Father's name and will teach you and remind you of all things. Just kind of reminds me of that portion in the letter to be read in every meeting by Prophet Noble Drawley. I've told you all these things long ago in the past, right? And so what we do is really remember that these are just universal principles, all right, that have been in diverse ways and other fashions. And I think we will continue to enjoy ourselves as we just remember who we are. I yield to you, Brother Arah.
All right. Yeah, I'll probably try to get a photo of this online so that people can look at it, but I'll actually show it real quick. Let me come on the other camera. Right?
Yeah, if you unshare, I'll are you about to stop sharing and I can spotlight you if you like?
Yeah, real quick.
And I will spotlight the one where your camera is actually showing. So let me hit the spotlight that one for everyone. All righty, brother. It's all on you now.
All right. So, all right, so I wonder if you'll be able to see. Let me take this background off.
Yeah, that might be, yeah. Mango and banana.
All right.
It's long.
So now I don't know if somebody would want to screenshot that or something. But so just so y'all can see it real quick, and then I'm about to go back in on that. Back to sharing. Can we go back to sharing?
It's long. Go right ahead. I'll remove the spotlight and do your thing.
Oh no, you didn't have to remove it. I was just not seeing the option. I was.
Oh, all righty. All right.
All right. So it says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, 1, establish justice. Okay. Establish justice. That's 1. And that's justice. That's one of our principles.
Huh?
And then it says, ensure domestic tranquility. Right?
Mhm.
That is 3. That's 3. Let's see. That's 2. That's 4. That's 5. Okay. So then I got that one, right? Ensure domestic tranquility as number 3, which is actually truth. Provide for the common defense, which is peace, creates peace, right? Promote the general welfare, which is love. And then we have 5, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That's freedom.
Islam.
And it says, do ordain and establish this Constitution for, they say for the people, for the United States of America.
Right. It's for service corporation, obviously. And to do ordain means that we're setting this in order. I yield, bro.
Indeed. So then we go to the fact that people pops up 7 times in this document, right? And so the first time it pops up is in the preamble. Obviously, people have to organize this artificial, nothing is going to do nothing, right? So then we go to Article 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives.
So a Congress is going to consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives, and it's a Congress of, that's a preposition of, meaning off from, away from, or pertaining to. So a Congress that's pertaining to. So this seems like some type of commission and or board that is off or away from we the people pertaining to the United States.
Right. There's definitely a distinguishment between the people and the House of Representatives, who are hereby being vested with legislative powers, right? And so you see immediately, you know, it's only one sentence, right? So now you get to section 2 and you see immediately that you see one of our 7 words again, people. Now in this section, just as in the just like in the preamble, it was the people establishing something, right? So now in this section, the House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature.
Qualifications requisite, again asked for, chosen every, hold on, let's see that again. House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people.
Right, so it's letting you know that the people established this. Now it's letting you know that the people are the ones who are choosing who these representatives are to be, right? And we have 2 houses comprising 1 house, right? Technically, we got the Senate and we got the House of Representatives, and then the people are the one who choose who they are to be.
Who's
So
easy? Oh, I'm listening.
For example, so like if you were at a job, right? The people who create the corporation, they will lay down the laws of how the corporation is to be ran, and how or what position is to do what, and then they would choose the people that they would want to work those positions or to fulfill the needs, right, of that corporation.
Got you. So it's like, okay, it's like driving Miss Daisy. She owns the land conveyance, but it's Morgan Freeman's character is like, I sure like to take it to the Piggly Wiggly, Miss Daisy, you know, so he's managing or navigating the corporation that is Miss Daisy's land conveyance. Am I using that in the right terminology as far as comparison to what you're saying here?
Right, it's like the people, because the land and the air and the elements, it doesn't belong to one being, right? So you can't say that the people created this government, and now these people that they assigned to these positions are now just, you know, selling the earth back to them and telling them that they got to get permission from them to do things. Like, wait, hold on, we put you in the position to do what you need to do so we can ensure domestic, or so we can establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity.
Yeah.
So where in that do you get that now, you know, if I don't put something on my face, then I can't go in a store to get necessities.
You already have a mask that you wear. It's called your ascendant. Okay, I yield. Go ahead, I yield.
So this is dealing, Article 1 is, we're talking legislative branch, okay? And the people are the ones that's choosing them, but we're not gonna go into detail. We're just looking at where the people are at in this. This is what we're doing right now at the moment. So let's go to the 3rd time we see people. Oh, you don't see people anymore. It just goes straight to the Bill of Rights.
Interessante.
So we just went from page 1 to page 10. I don't know if you've seen that. So we're like, page 1, and then we go to the 3rd time we see people all the way in the Bill of Rights.
So people only shows up if it shows up 7 times in an entire document. We're saying it once in the preamble, once in Article 2.
Article 1, Section 2.
Right?
Article 1, Section 2.
Article 1, Section 2, pardon me, I stand corrected. And then the other 5 people are within the Bill of Rights.
Yes,
Right.
and it's speaking about the rights of the people. So first the people establish, the people choose the representatives, and then we go into the Bill of Rights where it's talking about the people's rights. Nowhere in there does it say the people allow the representatives to make rules and laws for the people. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not giving legal advice or anything like that, but when I'm pointing out that you may want to think about why the people establish this, the people elect these people, and then the rest is just the people's rights. And nowhere it says that they make laws for us. But we will show you where it says that they're to make laws for the government and the armed forces.
Can I, like OJ, just briefly take a stab at it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
However, like maybe this was created because, you know, there are a species on the planet that, you know, so that we don't suffer too much of a karmic debt, that we need to find a way to be in harmony with these beings that were only just supposed to be a transitional manifestation pertaining to consciousness. Right? Like, oh, okay, we need these lighter bodies because something's going to happen in this certain amount of time according to some cosmic transmissions here. So, and because there was a non-proper disposal of these lighter beings, now there is disunity and disharmony on the planet. And so now it needs to be rectified. It needs to be corrected, actually. So what we're doing so that we can have a more perfect union with these beings that maybe shouldn't have been here as long as they are, right? Now we have this republic because we started the republic we have the republic so that we wouldn't kill off our children, which were only supposed to have been temporary stopgaps to transfer consciousness through. I know that sounds so sci-fi-ish. However, I'm sticking to that.
Yeah. Islam.
I yield.
Yeah, so we see Congress shall make no law respecting. Should we etymology real quick?
Oh, let's do that, because whoa, no, you didn't get to dwell. Bro, wait.
I know. We'll go to it. We'll come back to it.
I can't wait to come back to that.
I do want to really go into that part where you're the page 9 of that document, actually, because I went in there and found it. So I shared it with my my consort and
oh yeah, from Americans Bonding Act, and then go into the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. Do your thing, bro. Go ahead. I'm so and having your back, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, respect as late 14th circa relationship, relation, regard, consideration, as in respect to, from Old French respect.
So this is the 1300s, right? So around the 14th century, late 14th century. So the late 1300s, we're saying that, hold on, can you click on the hyperlink for respect? Can you click on it?
Yep.
All right, sweet. So it's saying a relationship, relation, regard, consideration. Oh, that's such an astrological word. Okay, I yield.
Yeah, relation, regard, consideration, right? As in respect to, from Old French respect, and directly from Latin respectus, regard, and looking at literally regard, a looking at.
A looking,
so like,
what you looking at?
I'm just respecting you. Yeah, so let's go back.
Back, look at. Back, look at. it's funny because people from the islands would probably turn that into something sexual. The Guti look back. The Guti look back is, you already know, if I said it's something sexual, it's kind of easy to know what the Guti look back is. However, respectfully though, respectfully, the term respect means again to see, or again to look, or to look back. Now, some may remember Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt when she looked back, and then she was told not to. However, when you think about salt, when you think about salt, though,
I keep thinking about no, I'm not gonna say it. Go, just go.
oh, you say no, you keep thinking about what?
No, what you say?
The Guti
You
look
say,
back.
what happened to her? What happened to her?
Okay, so she was in the Helios Bibliotech turned into a pillar of salt. However, I'm looking at that
Into a pillar. She got turned into a pillar of salt for looking back at it.
back. It was like, oh, don't look back.
Don't
However,
look back.
with that is, if you really think about salt, right? Salt is what is known as sal, if I'm not mistaken, in some languages. In more Latin, salt, sal.
Yeah. It's like salad.
Sal, which is the root in salvation.
Yep, it's
Salt is a preserver.
Indeed.
So even in certain, meat-eating cultures, the way that they preserve the said quote-unquote meat, they would have it in salt. So there are many ways in looking at, Lot's wife looking back, and then she turned into a pillar of salt, like it was like some magic spell, like, well, if you do this and don't look back, you'll be a human being. But if you turn around, you're going to turn into like this white granular substance that we can sprinkle on some meat or whatever, pause, right? Or any other food, right? And it's like, okay, where's the beauty in that? The beauty in maybe looking back is the fact that she's respecting something so that she can be preserved and saved. Possible. However, it was a matter of looking back at, I think in this context in the Bible, in the Helios Bibliotech, they were leaving from a certain way of life that was hindering them from growing. I think in this anthropomorphic tale, where we know everything in the Helios Bibliotech and all of these holy books are not actual happenings as much as they are astro-Masonic facts shrouded in poetic fiction. And I yield, Brother Arah. Continue. I yield.
Indeed. So understanding the etymology of respect, now with that in mind, to regard or to look at, now let's try to comprehend this First Amendment. Congress shall make no law regarding or looking at an establishment of religion. So don't even look over here. Don't even look over here. You know what I mean? The prophet was on point. The prophet was on point. Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
So don't even, go ahead.
Don't tell me what I can do over here, right? While I'm, exercising my divine creed, and don't even look over here. Or don't even make a law that will even make you look over here, right?
Right. Don't make a law for anyone to go, you need to do this religion. Or don't make don't prohibit it either. So I think that's divine.
Don't promote and
go ahead.
My apologies. I was gonna say don't promote. Basically, don't promote a religion, and don't knock any either. Don't talk down on any religions either, or try to, put conditions on them that would basically, abridge their freedoms.
That's why everybody wants to be here, because this is where they can have religious freedom, because everywhere else is like, you better do this.
Right.
You're going to suffer this. And it's like, whoa. So here at the North Gate, the hub of the entire universe, here is where people can experience said religious freedom without having to be forced into anyone else's religion by there being a law saying you need to respect that. Actually, you don't have to. So really, if you're looking at your own, why would you look back to something else when all these religious roads lead to the same point. All roads lead to Abraham. Abraham, A-B. Those are the first two letters in the alphabet, right? Alpha, beta, A, B, alpha, beta, A, B. Ram, that's Aries. Okay, I yield. Back to work. Go ahead, I yield. I yield. Just saying, man, I yield.
Or abridging the freedom of speech. Oh yeah, I want to get to this real quick because let me pull something up real quick, but I don't want to show my private stuff.
Oh, okay. Do your thing, bro. Flow.
Yeah, I'm definitely. You can't see my screen, right?
Anybody judging you, fuck them. I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm just saying I'm about to go in my messages with my.
Oh no, I can't see you. Stop sharing. So yes, all I see is us now.
Okay, yeah, I'm just about to pull something up real quick, actually.
All right.
Actually, I thought it was in the messages. It's actually on my page. But I feel like this is important to speak on. All right.
Well, we're all listening.
All right, so yeah, I'm about to pull it back up now. Boom. All right. Let's go back over here though first. All right, so where was we at? Right, so we was talking about the freedom of speech. Okay. So let me go to Article 1 real quick, and what we want to look at is Section 8, and then what was it? The Commerce Clause, right? Okay. So Section 8 of Article 1, remember Article 1 is dealing with the legislative. We just went over that. So we're still talking about the legislative. This is Section 8. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. So now that's known as the Commerce Clause, right?
So these are some trustees that are doing something for the beneficiaries, that is the people of the United States. That's what I think I just heard. Hey, you trustees, which is the United States of America Service Corporation. What service are you providing, being servants? You know, making sure that things are done appropriately for the beneficiaries pertaining to the people of the United States. Because it says provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That sounds like beneficiaries right there. If you're securing some things to ourselves and our posterity, that means you're a fucking trustee for our benefit. All right.
No, indeed, that's a fact. So Article 1, legislative branch, like we said, Section 8, enumerated powers. This is from constitution.congress.gov, right? This is the Constitution annotated, right? This breaks down to a certain extent the different sections of the clause. And I wanted to go in right here and show you how meaning of commerce, right? Congress has the power to regulate commerce, so then we should know what commerce is to know but do they have the right to regulate what I'm doing or what what we're out here doing? Or if they have the power to regulate commerce,
their stuff. Go ahead. I'm
right. If we gave them the power to regulate commerce, why would we give them the power to you know what I mean? Why would we give them the power to go beyond that? And then it can't be found anywhere in writing. You should know exactly what they can do, what they can't do. So here they say the etymology of the word commerce carries the primary meaning of traffic, right?
Wow. Primary meaning pertaining to traffic. Commerce carries.
That's commerce off tops, right? We could even, matter of fact, look up traffic. This is the 5th edition, but definitely go
1 through 9, guys. We're not just, only saying go to the 5th edition. This is Brother Arah's choice for him to drive home the points that he's making. And I'm in agreement. I yield.
Let's try 1,000. I don't know why it always does that.
Shire, which is like county, right? I have to get the laundry out of the dryer.
Traitor. One who being trusted betrays. One guilty of treason. Here we go. All right, traffic. Look at the first word on traffic.
Commerce.
First word. So when they say you got a traffic ticket, commerce. When they say you got a traffic ticket, trade. When they say you got a, what is sale again, and etymologically speaking?
For me, sale is interpretation. Like when you look up, okay, we're going to bring up 4th edition too, if you got it there. I think it will be fair to look up traffic and sale in the 4th edition also.
Yeah, can you screen share, because I don't have it that one down. Or I could download it real quick.
I have it, but it's in the drive. It's in the drive.
I know you have it. All right, you're gonna have to show me how to get to it, because I keep.
All right, let's do that. Yeah, we can do that, because that way people will know how to navigate the drive. That's excellent. Yeah, we can do that. Go to Prophet Noble Drive University. It's shared to Paragon, of course.
All right.
All right, on the right-hand side, yeah, click the 3 dots. Oh yeah, Paragon, of course, first. And then click the 9 dots. That's to the left of your icon at the top right. Not that one where your URL button is. Next to your Paragon Rico icon on the right, those 9 dots. The 9 dots. Click Drive. Shared with me. On the left side, it says My Drive, Computers, and Shared with me. Prophet Noble Drew University is there, right? Are you not a part of it? That's impossible. There you go. Yeah. All right.
Where the dictionary at?
Hold on. Right there, the one that says Moorish, right there. Is the next to last one. Yes. And law dictionary, law _ etymology dictionary, just so that people could see it. That's why I'm kind of taking you through it instead of telling you to type it.
Wait, hold on. Are we doing Black
right there. The folder was right there at the top. Like move out of that. Click over to the right of that. See that right there, the second folder? Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Right? And you see you got Black's Law first and second. However, if you scroll down, you'll see you got 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. See? All of them. Matter of fact, change your listing. Go up to the right a little bit next to that I in the circle. To the left of that I in the circle. Keep going. Keep going to the right. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. One more time, right there. Click that. It'll give you the list view. Right? And now when you scroll down, right? That way you can see the full title of everything. Right?
Say
You
less.
got
I'm about to
all
say
the
anything.
Bouviers, you know what I mean? At least most of them. You got all these law dictionaries from 1636 to present, right? But you're going to see like Black's Law, third, fourth, keep going. You got it. It's ain't that many books in there as far as that one's concerned. Past those Bouviers, there's a third edition. You coming up on it. Oh, there you go. Boom, right there. 3 through 9, right? Boom, like you can download from there. Download all the law dictionaries from there.
That's love, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely gonna be up in these.
You already, bro. You already.
Yeah, so. All right, so matter of fact, let's open that now. Let's see if this works.
Trafi. And then sail. I'm sure that sail is going to say interpret.
Comes up. What, 3 times?
And if I'm mistaken, I'll stand corrected once we find it.
It's barely going through it sometimes. Traffic is commerce. There you go.
Well, there's trade, obviously. Trade
Right.
and commerce had the word traffic in it. And there's traffic. On page 1743 out of 1956 PDF pages. And it's saying the same thing as the fifth there as it's starting out. So that's obviously accurate, right?
Yeah.
Sale or exchange pertaining to merchandise, bills, money, and the like. The passing pertaining to goods or commodities from one person to another for an equivalent in goods or money. Looky, looky, Astro Cookie.
So
Go ahead, I yield.
So the etymology of the word commerce carries the primary meaning of traffic, of transporting goods across state lines for sale. This possibly narrow constitutional conception was rejected by Chief Justice Marshall in Gibbons versus Ogden, which remains one of the seminal cases dealing with the Constitution. The case arose because of a monopoly granted by the New York legislature on the operation of steam-propelled vessels on its waters. A monopoly challenged by Gibbons, who transported passengers from New Jersey to New York pursuant to privileges granted by an act of Congress. The New York monopoly was not in conflict with the congressional regulation of commerce, argued the monopolist, because the vessels carried only passengers. But that's a moot argument because passenger is also another commercial term, just like traffic. Between the two states, and were thus not engaged in traffic in commerce in the constitutional sense.
That's seminal cases, bro. Seminal. Anytime people see seminal or seminary, it's saying you're getting it from the semen. And I'm not saying semen like, oh, somebody bust the nut and boom, there's a constitutional case happening. However, it's using the spirit of that, though. It's like, hey, this is what impregnated this ideal, so to speak, or this is what defibrillated a heartbeat within the ideal. Yep.
The subject to be regulated is commerce, the Chief Justice wrote. The counsel for the appellee would limit, and we're about to prove Chief Justice wrong right now too, by the way.
Chief Justice Marshall.
Chief Justice, yeah, Marshall. So the counsel for the appellee would limit it to traffic, to buying and selling, or the interchange of commodities, and do not admit that it comprehends navigation. This would restrict a general term applicable to many objects to one of its significations. Commerce undoubtedly is traffic, but it is something more. It is intercourse.
Whoa, intercourse is communication.
But let's just finish this paragraph out, and we're gonna destroy his whole idea.
I mean, let's look up the word. Remember, we're looking up sale to intercourse, and why not look up the etymology of commerce? However, continue, brother, with your lesson. I yield.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to pull that up. The term therefore included navigation, a conclusion that Marshall also supported by appeal to general understanding, to the prohibition in Article 1, Section 9, against any preference being given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, and to the admitted and demonstrated power of Congress to impose embargoes. Marshall qualified the word intercourse with the word commercial, thus retaining the element of monetary transactions. But today, commerce in the constitutional sense, and hence interstate commerce, covers every species of movement of persons and things, whether for profit or not, across the state lines.
That sounds like slavery.
Yeah, exactly. That's slavery. Every species of communication.
I just said, of course, is communication. I just said that. However, continue. We haven't proved it yet. Go ahead.
Indeed, every species of transmission of intelligence, whether for commercial purposes or otherwise, every species of commercial negotiation that will involve sooner or later an act or transportation of persons or things or flow of services or power across state lines. Now, I agree every species of commercial negotiation because they have the right to regulate commerce, but I do not agree that interstate commerce covers every species of movement of persons and things, whether for profit or not. Okay, because we have here the definition of commerce, and this is from an unabridged dictionary, the Webster's New International Dictionary, and it has the etymology here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says commerce or original and until the early 18th century,
it was
accented commerce.
Mm-hmm.
It's a noun from French and Latin.
Well, French from Latin.
French from Latin. Commercium. From com plus merch. Merces. Merchandise. See merchant. That's etymology right there in brackets for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we go into the definition, first is business. I want to note the first six. We have business intercourse, social intercourse, mental or spiritual intercourse, sexual intercourse, and then card game, some card game that they have, right?
Interessante. What's the obsolete one? The OBS means obsolete. A mercantile or commercial transaction, interchange or communication. That's funny because communication ruled by Mercury, right? Someone's saying that they can rule over the planets. This is sounding like bullshit even more to me.
Right. Because when you look at this definition of commerce, you read this, you quickly see, okay, they may have powers to regulate this, but nothing else. Because if you say they can regulate social intercourse, dealings between persons or groups of persons in society, unless you're only talking about the corporate person, right? Interchange of ideas, sentiments, etc. You can't regulate that. You can't regulate because of Bill of Right 1. Like that, that's impossible. Because if you go back to right with number 3, right? Let's go to. This is why I stopped right here when he said freedom of speech. I stopped because I wanted to show you how Chief Justice Marshall is trying to say that they can regulate all type of intercourse, right? Commerce.
Well, they didn't say that they can regulate speech. They said
right. No, but they said they can regulate commerce, and that commerce means intercourse, and that intercourse, whether it's for business or not. You see what I'm saying? Correct.
See, it would be good to look up intercourse now in Black's Law 4th. just so you can see real quick that intercourse is communication. That's why there had to be so many adjectives in front of commerce, because business would be the adjective in business commerce, because now you're specifying
what type of commerce.
Exactly. Just like they say sexual intercourse. So why
that would be like the business would be like the adverb describing the verb.
Well, it would be okay, the adjective describing
adjectives describe nouns and adverbs describe verbs.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, because the adverb is normally ly, like saying luckily. Luckily is an adverb. Thankfully is an adverb, right? So it's saying, thankfully, I blah, 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 blah. So yes, you're kind of modifying. Yes, I yield. It's like the Schoolhouse Rock song, lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Father, son, and lolly, got your adverbs here. You know what I mean? And that's how I really learned from Grammar Rock, Schoolhouse Rock, Grammar Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one for the adverbs. I gotta share that one with the baby.
Lolly, lolly, lolly. Oh, we're gonna get it on here since we're talking about it. Fuck it, we're gonna go to YouTube and bring it up.
Man, there's a lot of intercourses here. We gotta get to I real fast.
Yeah, just might as well just scroll it on up. Nothing can stop me. We're scrolling it up.
Oh, it's not. We'll pass it.
Funny, fornication is what you stopped at. Oh, wait till you run this video back. He stopped at fornication and then went back down. The spirit is so hilarious, man. I'm telling you. Indubitably. Yeah, I can't wait till we play that adverb, bro.
Oh yeah.
Grammar.
Yeah, I was going in on the. I was actually preparing something for that for Writ Writing Wednesday.
We are almost there.
Wait.
INT. And keep going down, down, down.
Oh yeah.
Still in the INS. Oh, I think we're getting there. Up, go back up some, because we're looking for enter with a C after it. Back to the F's. Back to the E's.
I don't know, I did not pass it by that much.
Still in the E.
Wow. Sorry, you highlighted.
Yeah, because you had typed it in. So yeah, it wasn't that far. 1025 out of 1956. First word. What did I say? I knew it.
Yeah, so they can't regulate that at all.
So it's like,
So Chief Justice Marshall was reaching.
So not only was he reaching, but who was correcting him? He was
committing treason, because didn't we just read that treason? The definition of treason, he's a traitor. He's a traitor. We just read traitor. He's going against the Constitution. He's going against the First Amendment by even making that statement.
Yeah.
That intercourse, the term therefore included navigation, a conclusion that Marshall also supported. No, right here. It said, interstate commerce conveys every species of movement of persons and things, whether for profit or not, every species of communication. Are you crazy?
You know what? He is a little off his rocker. Can you go back to that navigation line? That the term there,
bro, navigation. Like, are you serious?
You know why I'm saying no with the navigation? Because I know when we are
manifest, when we were made manifest.
in Wentre Sameri.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, they don't have jurisdiction. They don't have jurisdiction over the womb.
They have no jurisdiction because we're navigating the waters pertaining to our mother's womb. And so with that being said, this is a reach, bro, because our origin is within our mothers, not on this land. It's just that when we get to about a certain size measured in 9 moon cycles, actually, however, it is, people will say it's 10 months because of the 40 said 7-day sets that is equal roughly in full gestation 267, 270, or 273 days within our mothers. And then we decide, you know what, it's a little snug in here. I need some space. All righty. And so us going for that space and emerging from our mother's waters via her stargate, they've called that being born. However, we're not looking for any county officials to send things to the Department of Commerce documenting us exiting our mother's womb. So screw you, Panama Canal. Anyway, what I'm actually getting to is they cannot regulate that because we are securing the blood sacrifice. You know, that might be a blessing there because mother, we might have ripped her from the rooter to the tutor coming out. We might have ripped her perineum exiting that stargate. So that would be a blood sacrifice. Might have got a little bloody there, possibly if we tore her. However, that's supposed to be secured to ourselves and our posterity. So yeah, I think Marshall's reaching a little there. I yield.
Yeah, Marshall was big time reaching.
Yeah, I don't think that's Thurgood.
We about to actually pull up a definition to actually add some wisdom to what you just said.
Islam in the Wentre Sameri.
Right.
In Wentre Sameri. And now Brother Arah is scrolling Black's Law 5th edition, Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary 5th, on the terms, on jurisprudent terms, ancient and modern, right? And we all know, guys, that the 4th edition is the, Thanos snap for us all, right?
Right. I definitely want to see.
However, there's some jewels that we can utilize in tandem to further support our stance to utilizing 4th edition. Unborn child under the term person within Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary 5th edition. I yield to you, Brother.
Unborn child, word, or we could say the word person, quote unquote, as used in the 14th Amendment, does not include the unborn. Real quick, we would have to take you to that one too. But
and Prophet Noble Drew Ali said this is for the young and yet unborn.
Right. It says a viable, but they're saying that a viable unborn child, which would have been born alive, but for the negligence of defendant, is a person within the meaning of wrongful death statutes. That's funny. You just said it's not. Now you're saying, but if you do something to your child in the womb, then we can put you through the court system and whatnot and do something to you. But other than that, it's not. They don't have jurisdiction. They tell you they don't have jurisdiction over that, but then they tell you they do if you do something to it.
And that means that, see, they don't even say the negligence of mom or mother. It says negligence of defendant. And the term defendant means that this is a federal agent.
Somebody they have jurisdiction over.
And they can't, because what our ancient foremothers and forefathers were, so are we. And what they were was at one point in time an unborn child. I'm just saying, I don't make it complicated. All righty, I yield, bro.
Yeah, so the idea is that a fetus is not a person. So we are fetuses, you know what I mean? We're grown fetuses. So we're not persons within the meaning of their definition, which is basically a corporation, an individual, organization, someone they have jurisdiction over, period. But the idea is that if they don't have jurisdiction over you when they're in the womb, what changes when you come out?
Somebody's consciousness thinking it, or somebody that doesn't know this, because if I recall, Prophet Noble Ali also said that the 14th Amendment is not for the salvation of our people.
And it's not. That's why we're going to look up person.
14th Amendment is not for the salvation of our people. So close.
Yeah, no.
What's that? 1299 actually? What's that? What's that page right there? 1225. So 1299 would be another 74 pages. So add 74, 1374. Where are we at? We should be there. Yeah, we should be there.
There we go. All right. Person, a man considered according to the rank he holds in society, with all the right to which the place he holds entitles him, and the duties which it imposes. The word
and third word, man is mind, considered means with the stars. So a mind with the stars. Goodness fucking gracious.
According to the rank he holds.
Wow.
But the term may include artificial beings as corporations, quasi corporations, territorial corporations, foreign corporations, forbidding the taking of property without due process of law and giving to all persons equal protection of the laws. That's dealing with the 14th Amendment. We're going to just go down here for purposes.
It say equal protection, because it does in the 5th edition like run them together. Whereas in the 4th edition, they kind of keep some things separate. But however, if you know what the equal protection under the laws phrase, kind of deals with. Oh, like, hold on, that sounds like the 14th Amendment.
they actually call it, don't they call it the Equal Protections Clause?
I mean, I recall it being called that, even though that section pertaining to what they're saying is a part of the Constitution is not lawfully ratified. However, I yield.
It is not lawfully ratified. The corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment. Hold on, because I got the other Constitution too, because just in case.
Are persons. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oh my goodness.
14. Oh wait, what is this? The rest. All right, so after 10 they're playing games. So, but
yeah, they're definitely playing games because
we'll look at it.
Yeah.
All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Now, is this not a form of dwelling?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely some misleading and some deception type stuff going on there, because that's what dwelling is, or to dwell is
all persons
to be misled and or led into deception. Yes.
We'll make it big for you.
Born or naturalized. Wow. So if you're born, right, does that mean you're being naturalized? You manifest.
Wait. That's the thing.
Go ahead. I yield.
Well, we just read right here that corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment. Well, this is the first clause, number 1.
Scroll back up. Let's see, because we just see number 1 at the top. Let's say 14th Amendment above that. Jesus Christ.
Citizenship rights. But this is citizenship for corporations?
Whoa.
Person born. Let's go back to Black's Law. Make sure we're not tripping, right? So that the people know that we're not making stuff up. Here it is. This is Black's Law Dictionary, edition 4, 4th edition. It says corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment.
So that means that when you manifest from your mother's womb, they're utilizing the term born to naturalize you into a corporate system. That's why we say we manifest.
Mm-hmm.
We're manifesting from our mother's womb. It's like, okay, we navigated these waters long enough. It's a little tight in here. Time to navigate the waters even because it's a sphere, her womb, within another sphere, right? Which is, it's okay. So you have this sphere, right? This sphere that's this womb, and we're navigating inside of that while our mom is walking upon another sphere, and that's within another sphere called the celestial sphere. So it's like, I said, okay, I yield.
Oh, hold on. There's some fire ass case law for you. But a corporation of another state is not a person within the jurisdiction of the state until it has complied. What does comply mean? That means that you're actually wanting to do it, right? Like,
or you agree. Sounds like some contractual language there.
Indeed. Complied with the conditions.
Ooh, that sounds like contractual shit there again.
That's yeah, terms and conditions, right? Complied with the conditions of admission. That means you're admitting to something, right? You're complying with the conditions of the admission. You're admitting something, or you're being admitted to being into something, or being something, or part of something, right? To do business. Oh, okay. So you're being you're being allowed to do business, right? Because they regulate commerce, right? Okay, that makes sense.
Hold on. So when people get ran off the road by policy enforcers and have to go through an imprisonment, because as soon as they turn on their lights and signal you over and that's against your will, they're imprisoning you. I don't give a fuck if they ain't get out the will yet. That's an imprisonment, flat out.
Oh yeah, maybe we should go to that next.
Yeah, I know. So now they're like, so now they're like, hold on. Like, the people should be like, where's my delegation of authority? In other words, where's my contract oath of office that says I agree to you pulling me over? So everybody that is clear that they're not a fucking federal agent, that when there's a policy enforcer and they got their lights and their sirens on, right? The first thing you should think is, I need to be an upstanding American citizen and help them, because there's obviously a problem. There must be a bruised jelly donut at fucking 7-Eleven or Cumberland's or fucking Wawa or Quick Trip or whatever so-called convenience store is near you. There must be a fucking bleeding jelly donut somewhere, because you're not under indictment. You don't have a fucking oath of office or a contract. You're not working as a federal agent within a federal trade zone on federal land. What the fuck are they even talking to you for? They obviously need some help. That's what you have, period. I love that, how you got your astro your astro notes right. Yo, that is beautiful.
No, that's what I was studying on my concert. I forgot to delete it.
No, that's love, man. I love seeing it. That's love.
But look, the reason I'm bringing this up, because they're probably like, well, Brother Hasan, why do you keep saying federal agents? We know we're not federal agents. What are you talking about?
You know you're not a federal agent is what we're saying, because you're under the assumption you're even acting like one. Oh, let me let my arms sweat and my knees quake. Oh my God, I'm being pulled over by the police. No, you're not. You're being asked for help if you're an upstanding American citizen.
Yes, and we were just going over Article 1. We started with Article 1 of the Constitution. We're back at Article 1 to show you in the Commerce Clause what they're allowed to take the duties, imposts, excises, and taxes for. Now, it's to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce,
Well, time out.
forming
Time out. So the creditors are we, the people of the United States. We, the
on the
emperor
credit.
of Morocco.
Yeah. To borrow credit, yeah, let me not just skip past that. You're right. To borrow credit, matter of fact, we're gonna highlight this.
Right. You can't even fucking borrow money unless we make you credible to do so. You need us to make you credible. Because right now you're incredible. Until we make you
on the credit of the United States. And remember, that's a generic term.
The unified minds that are at that mindset pertaining to the ancient foremothers and forefathers that do ordain, that put in order and establish a withstanding state. That's Constitution, withstanding state for this service corporation of fucking servants, trustees that think they're fucking somebody and they're not.
Oh, check this out. I think it's right here because you said it again, and I thought about it when you said it earlier. When you said service, when you said service. Let me see if this is the right thing. We on the Clark County, Nevada.gov website, and I want to show you if we go to Clark. Where's it at? Oh, let's go to elected officials. Check this out. Elected officials, and then we go to Clark County, right? Because that's where the police are under the Clark County Sheriff. And then we find the sheriff, right? Here he is.
Who isn't official, so to speak.
Just want to show you. Let's see.
Cleric.
Services. You see this?
Look at that.
They have about us. They have shares, sales, facts, and service. That's all they got. And
whoa.
They're providing service, guys. They're not supposed to be policing you. They're providing service. When they deal with criminal matters, they're supposed to deal with them in a certain way. But I understand how people think that anything that anybody with any uniform on says to them goes. That's what they think. They don't understand that there's rules and regulations for these people, because the people for these agents, I can't call them people. I'm gonna call them for these agents, because for these representatives, because the people choose these representatives, these agents who are to serve, these servants. They have services. Who and what is the sheriff? In the Clark County, the sheriff has the statutory duty of providing service.
Goodness gracious, statutory, because a statute is a ship of state. Okay, go ahead, I yield.
Indeed. So I just wanted to point that out. Like, this is the sheriff. So everything, all their so-called law enforcement is done under the police, their deputies. So the sheriff is the head of those guys. That if they're gonna do an eviction, they're sending a cop, that's under the sheriff. If they're gonna pull you over, that's a cop, that's under the sheriff. If they're going to serve a warrant, it's gonna be from a cop. You see what I'm saying? All these things are services. They're not something that you're subject to unless you're under contractual agreement, because they're to provide services for you, not to make your life hell. So where was that? Oh yeah.
The sheriff has the ship of state duty pertaining to providing servant work, pertaining to process in civil and criminal cases. So you know what the people aren't understanding either? Article 1, Section 2.
That's why we're going right back to it.
Article 1. People, go ahead, I yield.
Yeah, I wanted to point out real quick the fact that, all right, so real quick, everywhere where it says basically regulate or laws or, rules, to show you, because this is Article 1, Section 8, I'm showing you that what the legislative powers are. So they say that they can regulate commerce with foreign nations and among several states and with Indian tribes, because those are persons too.
Yes,
right?
Indian tribes are persons and they're federal agents.
Oh, we can pull that up really quick.
Yeah, that's 25 USC 5304. As far as anybody want, oh, what you talking about, Indian? That's why I said, like, Donald Trump was helping people out, like, especially when they're talking about the people that run Foxwoods Casino near the Connecticut State Republic, which they have. I'm not going to front. All of the statues in there are heavy copper tone statues of supposedly Native Americans, right? But when Donald Trump was like, they don't look like Indians to me, he was actually helping. He wasn't being an asshole.
Wasn't that in here, Black's Law fifth edition?
Was it in, well, that's fourth, I think we're looking at here.
I mean, fourth, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't in fourth?
Where we're looking at, let's see, because there goes the Ventre Semeri. So where was I?
It straight up said an Indian is a person.
Yeah, it did. Hold on. It's not there. Keep going back down again. Let's see. Because I remember I marked it. Hold on, let me check mine. I'll tell you once I go and check mine, and I'll tell you which part it's in. Hold on. I'll tell you in one moment. I will tell you. Hold on, I gotta oh, okay, there it is. I'm about to say, what is my joint doing? 1374, I gotta go to for person, right? It is, hold on, I'm gonna tell you which section it's in. Oh yeah, it's right there where it says a county is a person. Do you see that on page?
Yeah.
So right under that, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 or 11 lines. 10 or 11 lines.
Oh, this is funny. And the slave was so considered insofar as to be capable of committing a riot in conjunction with white men.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's what I got highlighted. Exactly. So yeah, an Indian is a person. And yes, and a slave was so considered a person insofar as to be capable of committing a riot in conjunction with white men. So a slave is not a copper tone being. A slave, a Slav, is a pale skin. And the white men are us. Those of us with that status. I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, is a white man. Brother Arah Muaba Bey, what would you say? Would you say you're a white man?
Yeah, I'm a white man.
I know I am, without beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt.
For sure, I'm white.
All
and
day.
I'm not talking color. I'm talking status.
Straight up status.
First
law.
Standing. So an Indian is a person as well, and a slave. Like, yo, you got like the same status as a slave, Indian. But
that's why they're federally reserved.
So back over here, man, there's so much I want to share actually. But look, so they can right, so they're going to regulate commerce for all those persons, and then to establish a uniform rule of naturalization, right? Not nationalization, they're not nationalizing anyone. And uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcy, that's commerce again. Then to coin money, coin, not print, regulate the value thereof, right? So they regulate that, and then right here, they can constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. So that's where, you know, delegation of authority comes into play. Like, yo, legislative powers is to establish tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. So you got to have an inception by lawfully promulgated record that we can go back to from this legislative body that will show when they established you, because they're the ones with the power to establish tribunals inferior to Supreme Court. Then to punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the laws of nation, which is international law. And this is, maritime, pretty much, right? High sea.
Mm-hmm.
And to declare war. This is military stuff, right? This has nothing to do with the people. Captures on land and water is military. We could get into that later, but I'm gonna skip over that for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the main one I've been wanting to get to, is to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces. So they can make rules for who? Does it say the people? No, it doesn't say the people. It says for the government and regulations of land and naval forces. So these are federal agents. This is where Brother Hasan keeps saying federal agents. Anybody, oh, what do you mean federal agents? Do you work for the government? Do you work for the land and naval forces? If you don't, then they're not making rules for you.
Because that particular government is ruling over the minds of those that are the commission and or board for the service corporation termed United States of America. They are not governing that which succinctly starts with family. Government succinctly. So matter of fact, go back to the drive, please. Please.
Yes.
Okay, see where it says, just scroll up just a little bit to where it says 1914. One more time. Okay, see, it's 3 1914s there, right? I want you to click on the second one because it's broken up in 3 volumes. And I want you to find the term government. And we're going to show you that this particular, but it's a capital G in the Constitution. Isn't that a proper person government? We can go there. It's a capital C in commerce. However, this preamble said we're doing and ordaining and establishing. So we're breaking down the preamble. The preamble is no different than the thesis statement when you're doing an essay. Hey, this is our thesis. This is what we're intending here. La la la. Right? Okay, cool, not a problem. That's fine. That's all good. I ain't knocking it, baby. Right? We're gonna go down to the G section, however, and we're gonna really knock this thing on now. And then we're gonna find that, right? Brother Arah downloaded it. We're gonna find
that's crazy.
So it didn't download. Is it still going?
It really didn't download. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. You're not in your drive anymore. Where's the drive?
Right. Just remember. Now we'll never forget this process. And bro, all those books. Man,
shared with you. Oh, you can just type in Prophet Noble Drew University. I'm sure you can do that also. Go right ahead, man. Let me grab something while you're doing that. And remember, it's in the Moorish history and law study, actually.
I got this other view now. Yep. Then it's after that, it's in the law etymology dictionaries. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go back. New year's 1914. I think that was pretty smart to organize it by year. Second. All right. All right. So why did this not download? It's not downloading. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Were we looking up government?
Pardon me, bro. Beloved mother, Mrs. Consort was just putting me on point. I'm here, bro. Okay.
What are we looking up? Government?
Well, just government, yeah. Because this is the F. This particular volume starts with F, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you're gonna have to just probably even scroll down to the G set. Well, a G comes after F, so you're pretty close.
Yeah, we're almost there.
But it's gonna tell you gubernaculum. It's gonna give you the Latin term first, gubernaculum. It's gonna give you that first, and then we're gonna probably get down to about the second or third paragraph or so. We'll see. However, this is the John Bouvier's Law Encyclopedia, Third Rawls Revision. And this was
this is in three versions. I mean, 3 volumes.
That's why I told you go to the section that says 1914, and then you get the like A through E, then it's like F through, I don't know, maybe like M, and then N through Z or something like that. So yeah, it's a 3-volume law encyclopedia. So yeah, and I'm telling you, man, I do a lot of cross-referencing. I mean, Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary is an immediate go-to to encourage the people to look, man, just at least go to this one law dictionary. And then you go in and you see all these, oh yeah, there it goes, man. That's it. Gubernaculum, right? Latin, gubernaculum, a rudder. Oh my God. So now check this out. Remember when I had you bring up page 9 in the Bonding Act, and it says that a statute that has, you know, it's an undefined statute, right? Is basically
no rudders,
ship with no rudder,
no
a
government.
ship no governing mind, all types of what kind, causing all manner
of damages to the rivers of life, to the vital forces.
Exactly. That's why I said, bro, you really bring these things together. It's gonna be like, holy shit. Now watch when you scroll down a little, just a little bit, just because we just want to see where it says the word family, right? So hold on, let me see if we're there. Boom, there it is. They are never actually. Start where it says they are never actually, under the all capital institution. See it right there? Correct. Read, go and read that. I dare you.
They are never actually created by agreement or compact.
Wow.
Even where portions of government are formed by agreement, as for instance, when a certain family is called to rule over a country, the contracting parties must previously be conscious of having authority to do so. As society originates with the family,
wow,
authority or government.
Statement in. Please read that. As society, what? You need to do the as society portion in a whole different color.
Please. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
As society, what? What?
That sentence earns the purple highlighter right there.
Yes, purple, because it's definitely
crown chakra opening.
What? As society originates with the beings that come from a vagina.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying people who say, like, people who have the belief that nationality is irrelevant in the enforcement of law. One should know that, or that nationality is some type of contract. They should know that nationality actually originates from the womb, and and nations come from the womb, and societies come from the womb, and government comes from the womb.
Period.
So protect that womb at all costs, right? If the mind is not right, though.
Yo, if you really kept reading where it says no way, no way. Go ahead. Oh, you go ahead.
As society originates with the family, so does authority or government. Nowhere do men exist without authority among them, even though it were but in its mere incipiency. Let's look that up because I don't know what that is.
That's fine. Let's look up incipiency. I'm with that. Let's look it up.
I think I spelled it wrong.
Instead of EAIE.
Beginning, commencement. Oh, like inception.
Hey, it's a void ab initio. It's like initio.
Yeah, like initio. It's long. Beginning, commencing, 1660s, from Latin incipientem, nominative incipiens, present participle of incipiere, begin, take up, have, a, beginning, originate, from, in, into, in, on, upon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And plus cipiere.
Yeah,
combining from capir or capir. To take from pi root cap. No cap.
Cap again.
Oh, yo, we looked at cap, bro, and it was actually like not a good thing, actually, wasn't it? Hold on.
well, cap, when we were looking at capitis, like saying like to limit.
Right. Oh yeah, wait. To limit, right? No.
That's what it was when we were looking at cap, is because a cap is a limit. Right.
Oh yeah, I was studying cap because of captive. I was like, yo, I know I looked at cap. It's because I was studying captive. For the captures clause. Remember, we were talking about the captures.
Yes.
And then it pops up right here. Yep.
Yes. To lay hold of, to grasp, to swallow, to gulp down. Pause. Able to hold, much broad, halter. See, there's a limit when you're haltering something, or halter top, right? Grasp, lay hold, be large enough for comprehend. Looking, Astro Cookie, AstroLiteracy comprehension. So we're capping, sort of, so that you guys can hold on to it for your benefit and get nourishment of it. Not lying though. Anyway, captive, slave. Have, to have and to hold till death do you part. To cap, okay.
My bad. Yeah,
I'm just saying, in some senses, it can be brutally used, and in some senses, it can be helpfully used.
Facts. This is refreshing right here because I haven't read this.
It's man, I'm telling you, those other law dictionaries, the Valentines or Valentines, along with the Bouviers and all these other ones, you're gonna be like, yo, hold up. Like, wait a minute. Like, yeah.
What in the world?
Exactly. These people are playing with your birthright. Okay, I yield, bro.
Men are forced.
Minds are forced. They're forced into this state of things, into this mindset pertaining to things. Wow. Go ahead, I yield.
By the fundamental law that with them and with them alone of all mammals, the period of dependence of the young upon its parents outlasts by many years the period of location. So that during this
lactation, that's meaning you're sucking on the teat. And aren't we within the Milky Way galaxy? I'm just saying, man.
Galactating.
Come on, man. Come on.
So that during this period of post-lactational galaxy, lactation, we depend on the galaxy, don't we?
I mean, one mother's breast have given us suck.
Right. So, and then they do call this the matrix. They say that we're in the matrix, and the matrix is the what again?
So who is higher than you? Who is higher than you and your mother? Back to seeing Bay. Back to the introduction in Clock of Destiny book 2. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. 8 years of going over this, bro, meeting myself personally. I'm just saying, man, yeah, Matrix, right? And that's what we were saying when you go back to Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition or 5th edition, when we was talking about a child in Ventre Samere cannot be regulated as a fucking person. So we're always technically in Ventre Samere. It's just that are the people being the people in Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution choosing who can have say-so over them? In Ventre Samere, V-E-N-T-R-E. In Ventre Samere, a fetus in utero. Looky.
Right there, huh?
And we are what our ancient foremothers and forefathers were. So if they cannot be regulated, them being this, that's why people try to remove your true beginnings. They try to remove your timeline and say, oh, well, this is when you were born. Hey, hold on, motherfucker. I got 9 to 10 months under my belt already. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, we got man, this is good. So let's go back over here. So they can make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, right? But
hold on. They can make rules for the government and regulation, not for the government or regulation. So they need to do both of those. They need to make rules for the rudder,
right,
and the helm. Because the regulators to put in line to steer it appropriately.
Of the land and naval forces.
Okay, so it can be that government and regulation cannot be independent because these servants must serve appropriately.
Right. I don't see how reading any of this anyone can get that they have jurisdiction over us.
Because they're fucking idiots and they're fucking criminals and they deserve to be hung. And we should ask them, what color noose would you like to be hung in?
Indeed. So let's go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to the Bill of Rights. How about that?
Let's do it.
Because let's touch on this electric. Should we touch on this electricity?
Man, I don't mind at all. I'm actually checking the these ring notifications, you know, my baby.
Okay, so first I'm gonna look something up to show some, but I got so many tabs open, I gotta close some.
So I'm here and I'm patient. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna make sure that people get their eyes on this whole video, bro. Flat out.
Yeah, let's see. All right, I was gonna look up electricity is
because we're Muslim. Exactly. We're an electrical system of muscles, bones, tissues, and limbs made manifest in the womb of woman. So that's where our start is. Who can change our decent nature? Not a fucking being at all. Well, you're no longer inside your mother's womb, so we can regulate you. Wrong answer. Because you're supposed to be securing this.
Electricity's spark of life.
Right, that's what the sperm is. The sperm defibrillates the ovum. Clear?
Yep. Researchers are taking advantage of the vital roles that electricity plays in our bodies to advance medicine.
They're idiots. This is nothing new. Let's make an article and make it seem like it's ooh ah. Shut your waking your ass up. Let me stop. I'm just saying, man. Like we're like, you and I are like, you know, like I told you yesterday, I was like, yo, we're watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. Because like Percy Jackson, they tried to say he was like ADHD or had dyslexia. Wrong. His brain is hardwired for ancient Greek. Why? Because he's a demigod. His freaking dad is Poseidon. So when it comes to you and I, bro, our brain is hardwired for civics and astrology. I'm just saying, our brains are hardwired for AstroCivics. There's nothing wrong with us. We are law enforcers, period. Real law.
I'm obey. Period.
Flat.
Electricity is life, says David Rees. He's the executive director of the Bakken Library and Museum in Minneapolis. It is dedicated entirely to history and applications of electricity and magnetism in biology and medicine. Electricity also plays a crucial role within the human body. A lightning bolt or shock can disrupt or shut down that flow, causing disability or death. And
or could maybe make you a fucking superhero. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't know. You might ionize and shit and turned into somebody who can be like Magneto and shit and just, you got to get up. You can just hold your hand out and draw it to you or some shit. Or go ahead, I yell.
And this is another, so we're bringing this up because this is another example, right, of how they're taking things from the earth, fire, earth, air, water, and then selling them to us. But we actually established their platform and elected them, chose them, and never gave them permission to make rules to take the elements of the earth to sell it back to us. So electricity is another one of those things that is everywhere, thanks to the unique structure of our universe. Matter, which is basically everything you see and touch, is made up of the tiny units called atoms. Atoms themselves are made up of even tinier parts called protons and neutrons. Those tiny particles form the atom's core. Orbiting outside that core are an atom's electrons.
So really, electricity is actually, you know, like, oh, copper is a conductor and so is gold. Why? Well, that's because it has an unbalanced electron cloud. So what electricity is, like Newton's cradle, okay? Look up Newton's cradle. Newton's cradle is a physical apparatus that is showing the movement of the valence electron. All electricity is the movement of the valence electron from one copper or gold atom to the next copper or gold said atom. The valence electron is that one that's on the outer electron cloud that makes the rest of the electron counts uneven. So what each copper atom is seeking to do when you apply pressure. See, in water, it's called water pressure. In electricity, it's called voltage, which is the electromotive force. It's represented by the letter E. Voltage is represented by the letter E, which is electromotive force, the potential. You put that potential there, all righty, when that copper wire, let's say, for example, is around a iron nail, and you put the iron nail in water. Why? Because water is conducive. All righty. And you get the other end of those wires connected to the bottom of a light bulb and around the light bulb, because the bottom of the light bulb would be the negative and around the light bulb would be the positive. And now you have that going. You can now move the electromotive force within the water to go through those iron nails to excite the valence electron within the copper to now create an intensity called amperage. Amp is I, E-I-R, voltage, amperage, R is resistance. And the resistance is based on the gauge of the copper wire. How thick is it? How thick is the wire? That's what resistance is based on, which is measured in ohms. Come on, man. I'm just keeping it straight up with you. I guarantee you. Do you ever hear a buzzing light or your clippers? It's the same sound as ohm at when you set the tuning of an instrument where A4 equals 444, when you hit the C5 key, you will hit a frequency of 528.01 hertz. And that's known as the ohm frequency. I guarantee it. And I guarantee you, if you play some clippers and then you play some 528 hertz music, it's gonna be resonant. And I yield.
Islam, that was beautifully illustrated. So with that being said, keeping in mind that the electricity is life, as we see right here in the Fifth Amendment, right? It says, nor be deprived of life without due process of law. And then it also says in Amendment 4, the right of people, right? Because remember, we're going back to the people being 5 times in the Bill of Rights is the people. And this is one of the rights that is enumerated here. The right of the people to be secure in their houses, okay? Now, in this day and age, actually, we should pull that up, that case law. I wish I knew exactly where it was at.
First, let's really do that persons thing. See, we have a few persons on Astrology Street. They're called puppets. They're sock puppets. They're persons. They are. Why? Because they are a means for the puppeteer to express some effect. I yield.
No, and no, I'm glad you brought that up, because look at the distinction here between people and persons. If we're persons, then how is it that the people have the right to be secure in their persons? Their signifies a relationship of ownership, like it belongs to the people. It's the people's, theirs. That's who there is a It's taking the place of a noun here, which is
Correct.
right. So their persons, houses, and now, like I was saying, in the house we have electricity, which is life, and we need that in our house. And you're not supposed to take anything from your house. They're not supposed to search or seize anything from your house without a warrant. So how is it that they're taking the electricity, the life, out of your house without due process of law, a warrant?
And really, that warrant is only for.
and there's no such warrant can be issued anyways. So
those warrants are for those that are contracted with an oath of office.
Exactly. And even if you were a federal agent, you would have to be using the electricity in a commercial capacity. So it would have to be for your government agency. You're paying electricity for that.
For your business opportunity.
for your business opportunity, right? And then let's pull up that do you remember that what's it called? Do you remember the oh yeah, I remember it. It's 457.
457? What was it? A House resolution? Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. That was, man.
Is it this one?
Correcting hurtful, I forgot, click text. We got to see the text portion of it.
Yeah.
Click text, then we'll see it. Yeah, there it goes. Castro and them, right? Bush. Castro and Bush and them.
117th Congress, first session, this 2021 Gregorian calendar, to prohibit executive agency.
Hold on. 10 days after the end of Prophet Noble Drew University. This one does.
Wait, is it this one? I don't think it's this one, bro.
No, it is that one, because it's Castro and Bush and them. I guarantee you, yo. Is this it? Is it dealing with electricity?
No, this ain't it. Maybe it was 547.
Nah, man. It's hold on, time out.
Maybe this is the wrong year. But I could have sworn it was 20. Let me check my my screenshots on my phone. Give me a second.
Take out the 2021 portion and just put electricity.
Okay, let's do that.
I know it was Bush, Mrs. Bush, and somebody else. And I don't mean or saying anything as far as Bush is like people that were in office or anything like that. Yeah, so expressing that.
Yep, it's this one. It's 20. It was 2021. I don't know why I did that. Oh, it's House resolution. Well, yeah, that's what I put. HR.
Well,
anyway,
yeah, but they different with the H-res, but this one I told you it was Bush in them. That's like, oh, Castro. But I'm trying to see, is Castro in that text too? When you scroll down to see everybody again, when it says in the House of Representatives, who is that? No, scroll down. In the House of Representatives, see Bush, herself, Bowman, Cortez, pardon me. I said Castro, no, it's Ocasio-Cortez, pardon me. All right, I yield. I was loud.
This is it right here, but let's just read the title real quick. House Resolution 457, 117th Congress, 2021 to 2022, expressing that the United States must, that's not optional, establish electricity as a basic human right and public good, and eradicate the reliance on monopolized, profit-driven utility corporations and providers, and the flawed regulatory regime that has failed to regulate these utilities in the public interest. They've what? They failed.
Hey, yo.
They failed, bro.
Yo. Yo, bro, just go ahead.
It gets better.
That is so fucking hilarious.
It gets better. Resolution. All right, expressing the United States must establish electricity as a basic human right and public good and eradicate the reliance on monopolized profit-driven utility corporations and providers and the flawed regulatory regime. Flawed regulatory. They're not regulating properly. Their regulatory game is flawed. They're not doing their job. They're putting burdens on the people, but let them tell you. They're destroying the whole world, let them tell you, right? Whereas scientists globally have determined that the human-caused climate emergency is bringing widespread harms, including deadly heat waves and drought, severe flooding and storm events. But we know that has to do with planets too, right?
Mm-hmm. Saturn.
Threats to public health and safety, limited and inconsistent water and energy access, and rampant biodiversity loss.
So that means that people are stressing out so bad when it comes to these so-called utilities, electricity, water, whatever, because of the flawed regulatory regime. I yield.
That failed to regulate.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas energy, water, broadband, and other utilities are basic needs. Basic. You need that. For what? Wait, hold on. Let me get the whole thing. Need for survival and good health.
Goodness gracious, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare. Okay, go ahead, I yield.
And should be publicly owned and accessible to all.
That publicly, man. Woo, I have a tough time with public and publicly when I know that deals with Title 10 military. However, go ahead.
It should say that it should be owned by it should be people owned, owned by the people.
Correct.
Whereas the current energy system reflects historically entrenched structural racism, whereby Black, capital B, you know they're with all the shenanigans. Brown, where I never seen a Black community. Brown, they even threw indigenous in here. They're getting what do you call it? Like they're getting like real creative on ways to try to well you. And other communities of color face color face. Wait, what they say? Communities of color face?
They just can't say like the people or all those that have descended from Moors, because everyone's moored to their mother's endometrium, which lines her uterus, being an ovum awaiting that electrical spark pertaining to life. I yield. Go ahead.
So let me see if I'm reading this sentence right, because like, is this an error? Is this an error? Hold on. Whereby Black, Brown, Indigenous, and other communities of color face disproportionately high. They should have put a comma right there, maybe, because I thought they were saying color face.
Yeah, blackface.
Face disproportionately high energy burdens and the threat of an actual disconnection from service and local air and water pollution from fossil fuel energy generation. Whereas 1/3 of people in the United States struggle annually to pay their electricity bills. Well, wait, isn't the United States supposed to pay the bills?
Oh, because they are supposed to. That's what I thought, because they're supposed to be trustees, right?
Hold on. Yeah, to pay the debts. Wait, hold on.
Promote the general welfare.
Definitely going back to Article 117.
Secure.
So this says right here.
I yield.
It says right here that the debts. Wait, they shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay the debts.
Yeah, that's amongst themselves, because they can only do that by us making them credible.
A bill is a debt.
Their contract oath is also a debt.
Right. That's why they got a duty.
Because there's an obligation to be completed. Yes, they have a duty to complete that obligation, fulfill that obligation. I yield.
Indeed. 1/3 though. And it says, whereas 1/3 of the people in the United States struggle, right, annually to pay their electricity bills, even though the United States is supposed to be paying them. Why are they struggling? Because they're Black, Brown, and I don't know why they threw indigenous in there, but you see they're reaching. It says with Black, Brown, and indigenous and people of color hit the hardest of 25 million households that have had to forego food or medicine to pay utility bills.
Hold on, time out. So motherfuckers is like, I'm gonna starve so I can have some electricity. I think that's what I just heard.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna have no medical. I'm not gonna go see a medical professional, which I probably wouldn't recommend anyways, but they don't have money for little stuff to get any type of treatments, right? Because they got to spend it on bills that the United States is supposed to pay. So that's why they're telling you that it was flawed from the beginning, and that they should have been established this as a basic human right. 7 million said they had to make the decision every month, whereas pollution from gas infrastructure, often owned by the private energy industry, has increased the risk of cancer for 1 million Black Americans, and Black communities have 1.54 times the exposure to particulate matter compared to the overall American population. What?
Yo, that's why we're having climate problems on the planet, because
they're messing with the originals.
The original beings who are denationalized by the terms Negro, Black, colored, right? Because the only type of indigenous, when you're talking Aboriginal indigenous, there's a difference now, because ab is to descend from the original, right? One mother's breast have given a suck. So therefore, these original beings that are denationalized in their own mind are the reason why climate issues are here on the planet, because they are stressing out from not being able to have things regulated based on their credit that they are already giving these corporations. These corporations wouldn't have anything to do without our ancestral estate provided to them to be able to do what they're doing. So they owe us to make sure that these things are consistent. Hey, I came up with an invention, good for you. Make sure it stays that way then. Make sure your invention or you regulating the electromagnetic field pertaining to the earth is harnessed a certain way that you don't think we continue to keep owing you. That's like you saying, hey man, I'm gonna regulate you masturbating. Now you owe me this much finances per month for you and for you pleasuring yourself. I'm not advocating masturbation. I'm giving you perspective because I think, in my experience, you can correct me if I'm wrong once this is all over YouTube. You can correct me if I'm wrong. However, people tend to comprehend what seemingly highfalutin information when you put it in terms of sex. Now everybody comprehends the topic. Now it's like, hey, you know what? They can't regulate me busting a nut. This is my nut I'm busting. Okay, so who can tell you, here is your, we sat here and metered how much nut busting you've done this month. Here is your statement of account. You now owe us this for this many kilowatt hours of nut busting. Are you kidding me? Stop it. I yield. You there, bro? Speaking to it again. Let me hear you, because I can't hear you. Are you there?
My apologies. I couldn't hear me. All right.
Okay. There you go.
As the status quo energy system threatens to bring the planet past climate tipping points that cannot be reversed, which threaten more catastrophic impacts. Whereas to mitigate the climate emergency and maintain a chance of meeting the 1.5 degree Celsius global warming target, United States greenhouse gas emissions must decline to zero
by the next
2030.
7.5 years or sooner.
Yo, these people, they scrambling.
Yo, and then, but it's funny because this should be in the hands pertaining to the people, because I think when we read this the first time, it's like, hold on, man, they saying it needs to basically be taken out of the hands of these people and now put in the hands of these people. Hey, man, this is not communism we're doing here, all righty? We're not.
Oh, yeah, they're going to say that, right?
Let's make it common for everybody and regulate it like this. Look, okay, look. First of all, I don't give a damn who on what planet think they're a superior group of people on the planet. I'm kind of like the series on Netflix, Magi, The Adventures of Sinbad. I'm the purple-haired guy that's saying, you know what? Fuck all of you guys' rules of how you're trying to control this and control that. We all need to work together for the benefit of all of us. Again, we're securing the blessings pertaining to liberty to ourselves and our posterity, right? So we're securing this to ourselves and our posterity, which means you can't regulate. However, we do set in order and establish this withstanding state. So you have to stand with us on this, not stand on top of us, not clip us so we can't stand any further. No, that's not what's happening. Can't tie our laces together. So when we go to walk with you, now we tripped and fell, and now you're like, oh, I'm standing upon you. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. Because first of all, you asked us. You begged us, please, sir, this is my application. I would love to be here at the hub of the universe at the North Gate, please. And then we said, okay, cool, you declaring your independence and shit. But hold up, motherfucker. wait 1 second. Because you trying to come over to my spot and put your feet up on the fucking coffee table. I can put my feet up on my coffee table. You can't, because my status is just singleness. Your status is just solely. You're just a fucking visitor. However, since you want to make apple pies out of my apples and my wheat that I'm growing out of my yard, and you want to use my fire and shit, okay, cool, no problem. You can sit here and make apples in the form of a pie. However, I get to fucking hang you or cut your head off as soon as you try to quote unquote ask me for finances for a fucking slice of apple pie. You're supposed to actually offer me the first slice. That's called tithing, right?
Right. I'm about to read this last sentence, and then I'm gonna probably jump back to the Constitution. I guess we'll close it out here soon because it's almost noon and we still got to do the conference.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the conference. You already, bro. Let's get it.
So I just want to read this last line because it's interesting because it says low income housing, but it says, whereas in 2020, nearly 4,800,000 low income households in the United States live in a state of energy insecurity. Don't you have the right to be secure in your house? Like I said, they're making you insecure in your house. They're violating your fourth Bill of Rights by taking the electricity out of your home without due process as well.
Isn't that Title 42, Chapter 8, which they call Section 8 for low income housing? Is that Title 42 United States Code Chapter 8?
Low income housing.
They call it Section 8. Either way, it's housing and urban development, right? Regulation, which is just another, tentacle, so to speak, pertaining to said service corporation. And they think that they're here to force the people to do what? You can't do that.
I want to go over imprisonment real quick before we close out too, because we were talking about that.
Correct. We were talking about, because that's where we started the other day, where it said something about imprisonment. It's like, hold up. And it's like when I remember Brother Taj saying in one of the videos, that's your problem. Your problem is not the fact that you're not going out here and teaching the common people. Because the common people that are supposed to be taught this are the same people that are going to call policy enforcers because they think they're doing their job by said protecting the goods that are on the shelves of the stores. No, you guys are fucking criminals. You're federal agents.
There's no reason to have to stop at a register and give you something that is unlawful. There's no reason that I should have to contract hours of my time and energy in order to get this unlawful instrument, in order to get that which is a basic human need.
And that's,
you know what I mean?
And go ahead, to answer your wisdom, and then I yield so you can go in on this. That's why I said the other day, bro, when we had I did a brief interview with just a sharing with Khalifa Society on Instagram on their live with Brother Mafi, and I was like, instead of us going out here and being like, yeah, y'all do this, do that, like, we gonna do our own work within our own, quote unquote households. We're gonna set our houses in orders, right? Because our beloved mother mistress consorts had, chose us to be the processes which she chose to set house in order so that our little ones will learn to love instead of hate. And that will take any stress that could be in their mind once they see, wow, man, these brothers really just use their pen and paper and or type and or sit registered posts to the people necessary to go, hey, we know this is our ancestral estate. We're no longer going to be, doing anything except to further reserve our rights, because this trying to occupy our mind and force us to be federal agents that's making advances to the Federal Reserve via 12 USC 411 is bullshit. So we're not dealing with this anymore. You have to do your fucking obligation or choose a color noose to be hung in. Oh, well, there's so many of them that's doing that.
Not really.
The law is to prevail. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
There's not really more than them than us.
It can't
There's
be.
more of us, except for that the most of us are ignorant to the facts of law and history and all that. So
I yield.
yeah, because remember we were reading like about the militias and stuff like that, and like they didn't even have like a lot of people. Like I was reading also the history of the police near the Las Vegas Corporation, and they had like 500 employees for each department before they merged. So that's like 1,000 people, bro. There's like over 1,000 children in a school. Like, come on now. There's no way that it's not that there's more of them, is that more people are ignorant than are educated, so to speak, right?
Correct. There's over 1,000 children
know.
in a school, and let's just say each child is that 1,000 belongs to a grown mother and grown son, and that's 2,000 people there. So that's 3,000 already. So that's more than the said policy enforcement.
And that's probably within one or two schools. And then there's how many schools? And then just the population. Just look at the population, and then look at the number of employees of the state or the county, and then know that a lot of those employees are the regular people who are really they hire them to these low positions and they tell them what to do. I mean, it might be good for this presentation for me to play an audio of a woman that I was asking her, what is the law that you're standing, what authority are you coming with? And she says, I don't know. And I'm like, okay. She was like,
around the domicile real quick. I have to use the lavatory, so I'm on
mute,
but I can still hear you.
Okay. She was like, if my regulatory agency tells me that I can't do it, then I can't do it. I'm like, yeah, but they have to show you the thing. She hung up on me, but that's just to say, like, these people are literally following orders. Like, I have the other guy that I spoke to the other day from the Justice Court, Las Vegas Justice Court. He didn't know that Federal Reserve notes is unconstitutional, and he's like, well, the chief judge is the one that made these procedures. I'm just doing my job. And it's so funny. Like, they always say that. Like, I even seen like at the slaughterhouses, someone went in there with a hidden camera, and they caught them doing practices that were against federal regulations, right? But these people were just doing what their bosses have them doing, right? So like, that's not gonna save you. You know what I mean? Like, if you say, oh, my regulating agency, their regulating agency is not gonna be with you in court when I sue your ass. I'm not playing with you.
And that's all we're saying, everybody, that at the end of the day, all this other stuff that beings are doing, we just need to be really great at suing people that are the actual law breakers. And I yield to you, Brother Arah.
And the goal is to stay out of, we don't want to have to take you to no so-called court, so we'll probably send some correspondence and tell you to act right first. And then, if you don't, then we have to do what we have to do. And it's kind of sad too, because like, I see people in certain positions, and I know I might have to deal with this particular being in their position, and I'm just already knowing what their position is, and I'm already looking at them and listening to their language and comprehending that they don't know what their position is. And it's like, man, I might have to do it to them, because it appears that they're gonna operate within their incompetency, and they're gonna do some type of harm to me, or some type of damage is gonna occur here. So it's kind of sad when you have a good heart, when you care so much. You don't want to like put people through that system that you don't want to get put through. But it's like, I might have to take you there because you violate the supreme law of the land, which is written in the spirit of divine law. and we're not gonna play that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
it could be tough because, because people will be so vehemently defensive of their position and quote unquote paycheck that they don't realize that arrogance alone is criminal, because
it is.
they're arrogantly defending something with a kind of a lack of knowledge, we know. However, they think in their own minds that they're knowingly and willingly doing what they're doing. Okay, well, if that's the case, and you're in that corporate capacity, as a federal agent, guess what? it's clobbering time, like the thing would say on Fantastic Four. Like, yo,
yeah, time to drop the world on you, because I can't keep running.
Basically, it's time to Thanos snap that ass into shape. But go ahead.
Imprisonment, the act of putting or confining a man in prison, the restraint of a man's personal liberty, coercion exercised upon a person to prevent the free exercise of his powers. That means it belongs to that man, right? That man's personal liberty.
Wow.
His powers of locomotion. It is not a necessary part of the definition that the confinement should be in a place usually appropriate to the purpose. It may be in a locality used only for the specific occasion, or it may take place without the actual application of any physical agencies of restraint, such as locks or bars, as by verbal compulsion. Get over there, stand over there, get on the sidewalk, get out, you're ruining my investigation. Oh, I'm gonna arrest you for obstructing my investigation.
You're doing that way too well, bro. You make me feel, you almost made me go, oh shit, I gotta do what, you almost made, no, I'm kidding.
You almost felt compelled?
You're speaking from experience, it sounds like, my beloved.
you almost assumed you had a contract?
Yes. For our impromptu improv comedy portion of this, that's why I'm saying yes. In actuality, fuck no. Come on, bro. You already know.
As by verbal compulsion and the display of available force. Every confinement, you know what every means? Every confinement of the person is an imprisonment, whether it be in a prison or in a private house. Get back in the house.
That's not being so secure in your person, houses, papers, or effects.
In fact, if you tell someone that's kidnapping.
Hold on. So if somebody stops your electricity and water from flowing within your house, that's imprisonment.
Yeah, because now you're stuck in a house without life.
Yeah, you're confined to no life. Oh,
that's genocide, because you're depriving me of life. And it's a systematic form of oppression, because nobody in their house raising their progeny are using they're not electric consumers. They're not using the electricity in a commercial capacity. So they're using the electric. They're electric users. They're users of the electricity. They're not consumers. What's consuming the electricity are the devices and the electronics, such as the refrigerator that's preserving the food, the stove that you're going to use to cook that, right? And the water heater that's going to warm up that freezing cold water in the winter, right?
So hold on. So basically, the people are living in a concentration camp and don't even know it.
Yeah, because human beings have the problem that they want to be so secure that they build walls and doors and locks and all these things, but they want to build these things, but they want to be able to come out from these things whenever they want. See what I'm saying? So we surround ourselves, we imprison ourselves to a certain extent, because it makes us feel secure. But if you were to take the doors and the windows off this mug, you wouldn't be secure anymore.
So now there's a thin line
Yeah, there's a thing.
Please stop, yo.
So in every confinement of the person is an imprisonment. We're about to wrap this up. Did you want to wrap it up with the statutes portion? I'll let you screen share after this.
Talking about the bonding act from famguardian.org, right?
Yeah, we can wrap it up with that because I think that will really bring it to into perspective as far as the statutes that are being enforced by the so-called government that was put into power by the people.
Yes, we can do that. Or I can just guide you through it so we can show the people how to look it up.
All right, we'll do that right after this. Every confinement of the person is an imprisonment, whether it be in a prison or in a private house, or even by forcibly detaining one in the public streets. That's crazy because they say like if you don't pay your rent, you're guilty of a forcible detainer. But a forcible detaining, that's imprisonment. How am I imprisoning? I'm imprisoning myself. I don't pay rent, I'm imprisoning myself. That doesn't make sense. Sounds like I'm freeing myself, actually. Sounds like paying rent is a forcible detainer.
But the Landlord Tenant Act says, fuck you.
We didn't even, hey, look, that's what we're gonna cover on the next one. The next video, we're gonna go straight into that because I had that pulled up, but we only have so much time.
Oh, you can just mention it. Even, hey, man, the same people that got these UCCs out here is the ones that put together the Landlord Tenant Act and help. And they was assisted or collaborated with the American Law Institute. It's just that simple, and you can just show them. Look, see this? Boom, boom, boom. See this? Boom, boom, boom. Whatever. And when we do go in on the Uniform Bonding Act, I'm gonna have you go and retrieve the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary first and find River of Life first.
Well, that's what I wanted you to. I wanted you to do River Life now. So let's just do it right now then. All right. So
go ahead, finish reading this. I yield. I promise.
Whether it be in a prison or in a private house, or even by forcibly detaining one in the public streets. So when they stop you and you say, am I free to go? Am I detained? You're detained. I'm forcibly detained because I don't want to be detained. Can I leave? No, I can't leave. All right, then I'm forcibly detained. Okay.
Correct.
Hold on 1 second, bro.
Yeah, go and do your thing, man. I'm just standing up here. I'm reading what you got up here on the wall. And another thing, any unlawful exercise or show of force by which person is compelled to remain where he does not wish to be. I don't wish to be here.
I do not wish to be here.
Okay, then this is an imprisonment.
You are imprisoning me. Now let's go to false imprisonment real quick. False imprisonment, the unlawful arrest or detention of a person without warrant or by an illegal warrant or a warrant illegally executed. So you're telling me if I'm detained on the street and they don't have a warrant, that's a false imprisonment? The unlawful arrest or detention of a person without warrant. So you had no warrant, you had no reason.
Goodness gracious.
Or by an illegal warrant. That's the same thing. You have no warrant because if it's illegal, you don't have one. Or a warrant illegally executed. That's the same thing as without a warrant. Because if it was illegally executed, then it's an illegal warrant, then you don't have a warrant. And either in a prison or a place used temporarily for that purpose, or by force and constraint without confinement. False imprisonment consists in the unlawful detention of the person of another for any length of time, whereby he is deprived of his personal liberty. That's Dupler versus Subert. The unlawful detention of the occupant of an automobile may be accomplished by driving so rapidly that he cannot alight. So it's a false imprisonment if we're in the car and I'm like, hey bro, what are you doing? Why are you going down the street? Hey man, don't you know? Hey man, let me out this car. And then
what you a bitch? What you a punk motherfucker? We ride.
You start taking off. You're falsely imprisoning me because you're driving. So I'm about to get out the car, but you're going too fast. I can't get out the car. I'm in prison. That's another imprisonment. Now let's go to the bonding.
Because a light means to make what you're actually being conveyed on, because you're the word and we're conveying the word. So if you're on a horse or within a land conveyance and you cannot remove yourself from said horse or land conveyance, that means you cannot alight. Let's make sure that's what's saying there, right?
To descend from horseback, etc. Dismount. So it's like to get out the car. You can't get out the automobile. They're driving too fast. You can't lighten the car basically. Once you get out the car becomes lighter. Once you get off the horse back, it becomes lighter. So alight, verb, to descend from horseback, etc. Dismount, Old English. Alitan, look at that. Alitan, alight, originally to lighten, take off, take away, from a downside, CA, plus, litan, get off, make light. The notion is of getting down off a horse or vehicle, thus lightening it, right? There you go.
Making it lighter. So you can make the land conveyance lighter and they can move even more rapidly if they let you just get out.
Yeah, let me out. You're imprisoning me.
Period. Yo, let me out. You ain't going on this ride. We about to ride on these fools. No, we are not.
We're not. Let me out.
Yeah, let me.
It went straight to page 9, actually. Perfect.
Perfect, right? Before you do that, go to your drive. All right, this is what I want you to do. You're gonna backspace one time. All right, now, 2 times, pardon me, 2 times. Okay, this is what I want you to type now. We're gonna make this one quick. You can type it in search and drive and just type METAP.
METAP.
Oh, it's not there? Go back one. Hit backspace one time. There it is. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Charles Fillmore. There we go. That's what we want. Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore.
You know I'm about to download this one too. I got the physical copy.
Islam.
I like I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like the electronic version. I don't like the electronic version for the fact that I'm staring at the screen, but I like it for the fact that I can navigate through it quicker and I don't have to carry all these books, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I said, man, I love us being able to merge our physical libraries with our digital libraries so that we can be able to, reference them at any time we want. We can bookmark with actual pieces of paper and memo sheets in our physical libraries and the books that are within that. And then when it comes to these ones, we can, hit highlights and or remember the numbers and stuff for the certain amount of pages out of another page, so to speak. Let me actually go into mine so I can let you know. Still, you keep up the screen share. I'm just going into mine so that I can actually remember where we left off at, so I can get you to that page much quicker. And that is page 812 out of 1045. 812 out of 1045. So you can jump right.
If it touches 812, it skipped 812. That's crazy. I put rivers and it skipped 812. Watch. It goes straight to 883. We're almost done here.
Yeah. You can just 812 it.
Yep.
Right.
So let's go over here first.
Right there at river down to vitalize. I think you would want to highlight that. Right. So yeah, of course we're going to read this first. And man. All right. So yeah. So I, came across this some time ago from some what I thought was an honorable Moorish American, but after just a little more conversation with them, that I could clearly see that they were a package seller. And however, I was able to glean some things from their presentations that really made me see to spend any of my energies with them because of the spirit they were in anyway. And that's why we do what we do, because we figured in order to change the people, we must change their literature is our charge. That means eventually we'll be to a point where all we have to do is just continue to enforce the laws pertaining to nature. Care for one another is true social security, not some freaking insurance policy whose act was written down in 1935, right? That's not what we're doing. All right, Social Security Act is what I'm mentioning there. Okay, so 1.0 legislative input. And yes, this is at Fam Guardian. I and Brother Arah was like, okay, so let's look and see, right? We went to ULC to see what, uniform documentation they had on this. And it was like, can't really find it. However, some people have adopted this because this is something that people look at, right? And this is just page 9. And the only thing on page 9 out of 43 pages pertaining to this document at famguardian.org/subjects/freedom/uniform-bonding-code.pdf. Input definitions and principles. Words called terms. Okay, so woo, it's a lot of information there. Words called terms are used. Okay, so words, okay, called terms, all right, are used to construct, oh shit, like pieces of wood, like we went to like chop down some wood and we called them terms, words, wood, right? So we chop that down and then we process them and turn them into terms or planks or plywood or something, right? And we use that to construct what? Ships of state called statutes. Hold on, what are statutes? They're ships of state. Is that what it's saying, Brother Harry? Statutes
Yeah,
of what?
they're a collection of words that are called terms. So then a collection of terms, which is a collection of words. I'm looking at it like universes and worlds right here. Like, yo, words called terms. Okay, so it's a collection of words that are called terms that are used to construct. So they're using words to build, like we building right now while we talking. And they're constructing ships with them, which we could also do, construct relationships.
Okay, all right.
But they're calling their ships of state statutes.
So now we know, how are statutes built? Well, they're built with terms that come from words. or they're built from terms, and terms are actually a calling onto words. So words godded as terms, I said God, G-O-D, godded as terms, are used to construct. This is like when Noah built the ark or some shit for the flood. Construct the ships of state called statutes. When the terms are not properly defined, the ships of state, the statutes, become like ships without government.
Without rudders, we just seen that.
I know, right? This is beautiful. Looky. Astro Cookie. You want to go to the top of that? To the top of that.
I was like, hold on. I thought it's right
there. There you go. Latin, gubernaculum, a rudder. It don't say this. It's simply a rudder. The Romans compared the state to a vessel and applied the term gubernator, helmsman, like that's the governor. Gubernator is the governor, the helmsman. That's Mercury. Mercury is in its joy in the first house at the helm, right? When you study astrology and the joys of the planets. To the leader or actual ruler of a state. Looky, Astro Cookie. The governor is the substitute bey. Who are the actual beys? Well, two of us are here.
Yeah, and we govern ourselves.
Period.
So we're our own leaders. And because an estate is a group of people bound together by a common law and sharing, culture, traditions, laws, whatever, they share together.
Which is based on a mindset. So state starts with your mindset that comes from your. Continue.
So like, there's no reason that you would need a governor unless you were, a slave, maybe I would say, or maybe unless you were, let's say a king, I guess. You tell the governor what to do. He's your servant. You know what I mean? Or a sovereign. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at it like, yo, the governor's only purpose is to provide service, anyways, if there is one. And it's not for, it's for the group of people, but he's not a leader. He's a representative. That's what the Constitution say. Like, they're representatives. It didn't say they're our leaders. They're our rulers.
He's our puppet.
Yeah, he's more
commander-in-chief puppet.
Exactly.
Commander-in-chief puppet over some alleged state corporation. From the Latin, this word has passed into most of the modern European languages. right? All that's within the brackets pertaining to government, right? That institution or aggregate of institutions by which a state makes and carries out those rules of action, which are necessary to enable minds to live in a social state, or which are imposed upon. We don't need positions.
Upon.
Imposed on the people forming a state. Whoa, like Joey Lawrence.
You're not imposing anything on the people that the people didn't authorize, period, because the people chose you per Article 1, Section 2.
Back to Article 1, Section 2, bro. And that's why we went there. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to the bonding code. And then and when I finish reading this, then you can go right to it. I'm gonna read all of page 9, and then you can read the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Moore and do that mic drop on them. All righty. So boom shakalaka, TikTok, we not stopping, So when the terms are not properly defined, the statutes become like ships without government. Without governments, without rudders.
Become like statutes without government, or ships without rudders.
Yeah, because the rudder is what's actually in the water that turns based on someone, steering the helm, right? So that's what it is. Yeah, let's look up a ship rudder. Yeah, that's what's usually in the water, connected to the helm, which is that 8-spoke wheel thingy. Oh yeah. That's a rudder.
Imagine a ship without that. And when did they write? Is that an old document? The Uniform Bonding Code? Is there a year on that?
We do need to research that a little more. I just know that the principles that's being stated within what we're reading, that's ancient. Oh, that was a helm. Go back.
Oh, wait.
There's a helm.
Ancient. Yeah. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Capricorn, there's not enough.
10 of them. Yeah. That's a helm, which will control the direction in which that rudder is actually turned, which further controls the direction the ship is to go in. So when the terms that construct the ships of state called statutes are not properly defined, then they are like, then those statutes become like ships without government. They move easily in any direction because they're rudderless.
Yeah, I'll give you this many notes if you push this bill through. They move easily.
Payola, right? They move easily in any direction and do all manner of damage on the rivers of life. Man, please highlight rivers of life, because that's where Brother Arah is going to really take you. Terms without definitions. Terms without definitions are the daggers pertaining to law. The input/definitions and principles of legislation will be bonded only if the bonding company finds that all common terms, quote unquote, in the stated principles are used according to their common dictionary definition. So that means that just because there's a statute out there, a statute which is a ship of state must be insured. Like they try to sit there and say, oh, you got this land conveyance, and since you registered it with the state, you must have insurance on your land conveyance in case you get into an accident. Or you just really do your due diligence and give just compensation if you injure someone on the road, actually. So maybe have some silver or gold set aside or something or whatever, or you can actually know how to write a writ to get things repaired for someone. Who knows? At the end of the day, let's just say this: a bonding company, an insurance company, will not even give insurance or give a bond to a statute if all the common terms, quote unquote, in the stated principles are used according to their, if there's no common terms, that's according to the Common Dictionary, they're not about to sit there and give a bond or insure something that's going to move easily in any direction and do all manner of damage on the rivers of life. 2, all special terms in the state's principles are exhaustively A, listed, and B, defined using common terms. 3, all right, because remember, what are we listing here? We're enumerating that the input, come and bring it back down just one more time. Bring it back up. I mean, just one more. The input / definitions and principles, that is underlined. Let's remember that's underlined. Pertaining to legislation will be bonded only if the bonding company finds that 1, 2, 3, we don't read 1 and 2, and here's the third one, that the quote unquote principles are universally accepted as true. Prophet Noble Ali says, I'm a universal prophet and my philosophy is universal. I just came to you most first because you needed me the most. Also called, quote, axioms of law, end quote, or maxims of law. So what's a maxim? A simple example of an axiom or maxim of law would be definition. Hire, quote unquote, equals a wage or reward for work. Axiom / maxim would be a workman is worthy of his hire. I think that's pretty fucking simple on page 9. What do you say, brother?
Yeah, that's clear.
Very clear. I mean, but however, that rivers of life portion there you got highlighted, man. Please, can you go to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore? And I know when I saw it, I was like, bro, I'm telling you, rivers of life, river, I already know. You go to Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, bro, because the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary is one of those things that you do need along with the Bible so that you can actually, like Prophet Noble Ali said, do not throw away your Bibles. I'm going to use them to condemn the government.
and I'll say this about them saying you need insurance to do this. Like the only thing I hear, or if they say you must have insurance, you must have this. The only thing I hear when I hear that is you must enter a contract, which in my mind I'm thinking immediately that's void. Why would you say I must enter into a contract? That voids the whole contract. Because if I don't want to and I still enter the contract, then it's void.
Correct. River. Start with river, my beloved brother. Jesus Christ.
Metaphysical. This is the Metaphysical Dictionary, Bible Dictionary. A current of thought. A river is a current of thought or a current of vital forces. Current of vital forces of life. A current of vital forces of life. The river of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 10, symbolizes the current of life in the organism. So that current, let's instead of saying river of life, let's say the current of vital forces of life. And let's see what that sounds like. The current of vital forces of life. They move easily in any direction and do all manner of damage on the current of vital forces of life.
Ooh. Ooh. And I know current, which is the amperage in electricity, is measured or is designated by the letter I for intensity. As I said, E equals I times R. Electromotive force equals intensity times resistance. I yield, brother. Go ahead.
Islam, river of life. The source of the natural healing impulse. Oh, now we got to try that again. Now we got to try that again. The vital forces of the source of the natural healing impulse that constantly reconstructs the organism. Let's go back. Okay, the vital forces, remember that. Okay, so when the terms are not properly defined, the statues become like ships without rudders. They move easily in any direction and do all manner of damage on the vital forces of life, on the vital forces the source of natural healing impulses that constantly reconstruct the organism.
Goodness, which is the garden, because we're the garden pertaining to delight, right? Garden of Eden. Eden means delight. I yield. Continue.
Yeah, because we're self-sufficient. We're like a car with a battery, an electric battery that can recharge itself.
At all times.
We can recharge ourselves.
And not eating via the mouth.
It doesn't always take earth to do it. It doesn't take like the earth substance. You don't always need the fruits and stuff, because the minute you stop eating, you start healing. That's that natural healing impulse that constantly reconstructs the organism. Don't they say you get all new cells within a certain amount of day? You get your everything renews itself constantly. Your body's constantly regenerating. But if they're using words called terms and constructing ships of state called statutes, right? And then there's no, they're not properly defined, then the statutes become like ships without rudders. It becomes like statutes without governments. Imagine laws without a government. Yeah, we got laws, but we don't have no government. How the hell do you have laws? That doesn't even make sense. You don't have a governing of your mind, but you're following laws. Like, you can't govern your own mind, but you're dealing with laws. That doesn't make sense. So then you're out here violating the laws left and right. You know what I mean? And therefore you're causing damage to your own. You know what I was saying? Most people don't even need fiat, because most people, I would say 95% of people use the fiat to destroy themselves.
Correct.
And that's what they're
correct.
Alcohol,
excessive, I'm not saying that, plant-based things where you can get intoxicated from, they're not bad. It's the people's use or abuse of it that actually becomes the harm.
Most people get fiat and they and then they quote unquote buy food that is destroying their natural healing impulse.
Islam, I yield to you, brother. Come on, do your thing, bro. I yield.
I yield completely. That's it right there. We're gonna close it out. It's 12:30.
Finish reading River of Life, right? Go right ahead, bro.
Oh, I thought I read it all. Okay, no, you're right. River of Life, the source of the natural healing impulse that constantly reconstructs the organism. When a man in faith makes intimate connection between his mind and the Father's, he enters into the river of life. Wow. He enters into that source of natural healing impulse that constantly reconstructs the organism. And he has the
Go ahead. I yield. I'll wait till after.
And he has the ability to take others with him into the waters that cleanse, purify, and revitalize. That would be your so-called guru.
Jesus.
Right. teaching you how you can do it for yourself, teaching you how to fish, teaching you how to enter the streams of the river of life, so that you can become that pillar of salt, so to speak, and preserve yourself. And your days may be long upon the earthland, by honoring your mothers and fathers, by knowing who you are and what you can do.
And remember, father is the process which mother chooses.
And that is, father is her that is fat. The father is still the mother. But I mean, we can go in until this computer blows up. But
the thing we didn't look up was sale in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, where I said sale is to interpret.
All right, we could do that real quick too.
But they were talking about commerce.
Right. Oh, yep. Bring it back to the Constitution. QRS. Let's try 1500.
Almost there.
1550.
Sale. Try 1690. I don't know. I just do a random out there.
1650. Ooh.
Yeah, 16. 100, I guess.
All right, we almost there.
Maybe 1590, I guess. Who knows?
1590.
Definitely looking for sale, because I think sale, the first thing when you see sale, it's going to say interpret. We already looked up intercourse, which I said, man, that's communication. But we know that's a mercurial key term.
Jealousy.
Mango, banana. We're almost there.
Gotta be right here.
Come on, clear on up there.
Oh, it's choppy.
It's going to clear up. Mm-hmm.
Take this off.
1570.
There we go. Sale. A contract between two parties called respectively the seller or vendor and the buyer or purchaser, by which the former, in consideration of the payment or promise of payment, Federal Reserve notes, of a certain price in money, transfers to the latter the title and the possession of property. A contract whereby property is transferred from one person to another for a consideration of value, implying the passing of the general and absolute title as, or are you sure you weren't talking about the etymology?
You know what? You just read my mind, bro. That's funny. That's why I said, maybe it was the etymology. You know, I don't out and wrong for the record. Like I said, this hits YouTube. It's a wrap.
Let's see.
Interpret. Wow, it's to grasp again and to take, just like cap.
So you saying? So you telling me all that shit that they doing, where they selling, buying and selling, that's all cap?
It's all cap. Look up sell, S-E-L-L in him.
Oh yeah, that's what it was actually.
Maybe it's
that's what it was, bro. Furnish, supply, surrender, give up, deliver, promise, offer up, deliver, give up, hand over, sell, meaning to give up money. Where's the oldest use too? I don't see. 1200 slang meaning to swindle. Oh wow.
Wow.
That's the oldest use I see.
What the hell down our dictionary and look up sell.
In Black's Law 4?
Mm-hmm.
We're already there. Let's go.
And see if that's where it says interpret.
S-E-L-L. S-E-C, S-E-C.
Mango. Banana.
Sell.
We're almost there, definitely.
Oh, that's a, wait, that's an L. What you talking about? Where's the L at? Oh, where does it start? Last one? So, seller.
Yeah, we're almost there.
The last one is sell. Right here. To dispose by sell. It has a super short definition. We'll find it and then we'll bring it up in another class.
I want to know if it's interpret. I'm telling you, I remember somewhere seeing that sell or sale, it said to interpret. I was like, to interpret? What? Really? Okay. So far,
it's true, right? Interpret.
Or
is it ter? Oh yeah, interpret.
R-E-T.
I don't see it in here. Yeah, it's not on here.
Interpret.
It's not on this definition, but or on this page. But let's go back to sale and see if it's on it.
Yeah, you can go back to sale too. I'm telling you, I know I saw it under interpret or something. I was like, what? I was like, wow.
Yeah, so no.
Like, would you rather be a slave for the Federal Reserve notes, or would you like to take some time to read and know the right words to speak so you can have any and everything that you need? Not want, need.
Islam. So yeah, you see people comes up in the 9th Amendment, 10th Amendment, 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment, or not 5th Amendment, but 4th Amendment, first and second. Funny how the people are spoken about the most when it comes to the rights of the people. When it comes to how the government is supposed to operate, Article 1, Article 2, Section 3, legislative, executive, judicial, the way the government is supposed to operate, this is all for the government. Article 1, Section 2, Article 2, Article 3, like nothing about the people. Only time you see people is right here in the second section of the first article. You don't even see them no more.
Yes,
but you know, the people are being there is something in Article 7, was it? It speaks to yeah, so and then you see Article 6 says that they all take an oath, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, right? Anything in the Constitution, and then all the representatives, all the judicial executive officers of both the United States and the several states, all of them are bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. We ain't bringing up this document just because, oh, we found this document, let's try to hold them to it. No, they're all bound to it.
Interessante.
So yeah, with that, I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to yield. You have anything else to add?
Yeah, I was actually going into my 4th edition. I'm just searching here on my iBooks, and I typed in interpret real quick to see where it would generate. Because I'm just curious. I'm like, where did I see the interpret? And then I was going to check the etymology one more time to be like, okay, did I check another word? And I was going through like, oh, no, it did not. Yo, that's hilarious, yo. My iBooks was just like, no, I'm not looking for this for you. Don't you shut down on me, baby. They're looking for interpret. And I want to see where it shows up. Period. Okay. Interpret shows up on page 1, page 16, but it's under interpretation, interpretive, interpretation, changing or developing constitutional interpretation, interpreted, interpret the law. Hold on, that's jus dicere, not jus der, right? Jus dicere, to interpret the law. I'm really looking for it because I know where I saw it. I'm telling you, in one of my studies, I was like, whoa, sale is interpret? What? Stop. Really? You know, so that's all I was really looking for, really looking at. Either way, this is going to get uploaded as a premiere to YouTube either way. So that way, you know, people can start getting ready for our 7HealStar astrology firm presents, of course, via Brother Arah Muaba Bey. And this is going to begin to encourage writing Wednesdays, right? And so, yeah, I'm just really looking, man. Construct under a broad interpretation, however. Oh, no, okay. I really want to know where I saw that, man. I really do want to know where I saw interpret and sell together. It's going to make me check a few dictionaries, actually, just to make sure. So I'm like, hold on, man. I wouldn't just be saying that for any old reason. You guys know, I cappeth not. I cappeth not. So interesting how interpret is just like, ugh. Let's just go here real quick. Let me see. Even if I go and look at the word interpret, I want to know if that even shows up in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary. Does the word interpret? I know it shows up in other so-called definitions, but is it a term defined itself, actually? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Got to give me that boom, boom, boom. INOINS. Right. Insurance is where we are now. Is where I am at now. Interdiction, interest, interest,
You want to share?
No, that's not necessary because I ain't even find it yet. Interpolation, I think I'm on interposition, interpretation, but I just want interpret. Interpretation, the art or process of discovering or expounding the meaning of a statute, will, contract, or other written document, pardon me. So it's not there. Interesting, man. That is so interesting. Because I know I'm gonna find it. Once I find it, like,
it's gonna come up for sure.
Yeah, like, see, there it is, man. I already knew it. It's definitely to sell. Like, interpret means to sell, or sell means to interpret. I was trying to figure out where I saw that, and because it blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, whoa. When someone's selling something to you, they're actually interpreting it. Now, when people be like, sell me the idea. So it's like they're asking for an interpretation of what you mean. Like, further interpret that so I can be, wanting to be able to, yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. Put my energy.
Is it even a sale if it's on a fiat system? Is it even a purchase and a sale?
If it's on blind faith?
Right.
That's something to really think about and consider. Then maybe. Speaking of sale, okay, I'm back in the sales section, right? Which is page 1503, a contract, an agreement. Okay, let me see. Contract whereby property is transferred from one person to another. That's, I got a feeling I'm gonna find the word interpret here, man. I almost feel like I'm on it. Three circumstances concur to the perfection of the contract to which the thing is sold, the price, the consent. To constitute a quote-unquote sale, there must be parties standing to each other in a relation of buyer and seller. Their minds must assent to the same proposition, and a consideration must pass. Okay, so that's not it either. Sale consists of two, since you stopped sharing, I guess I can share it since I'm just going through it, right? Just to see. So it makes it for still a good presentation either way. And again, bro, I don't mind being loud and wrong, because that way I can make myself better in my research, my read search. Sale consists of two separate and distinct elements. First, contract of sale, which is completed when offer is made and accepted, and second, delivery of the property, which may proceed by be accompanied by or follow payment price. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Essential element of sales and money price, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sale as applied to relation between landlord and real estate broker working to secure a purchaser of land, means both procuring purchaser able. Ready? Yeah, I'm trying to see where I saw synonyms. The contract of sale is distinguished from barter, which applies only to goods in exchange, right? Which is used of both land and goods, and that both the latter terms denote a computation of property, and property id est. That's what I.E. means. Id, id, est, est. The price or consideration is always paid in money if the transaction is a sale, but if it is a barter, or exchange, it is paid in specific property susceptible of valuation, right? So barter and exchange is making that seem the same thing without the use of money. Sale differs from gift in that latter transaction involves no return or recompense for the thing transferred. But an onerous gift sometimes approaches the nature of a sale, and at least where the charge it imposes is a payment of money. Sale is also to be discriminated from bailment, and the difference is to be found in the fact that the contract of bailment always contemplates the return to the bailor of a specific article delivered either in its original fact, right, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. I just know I saw interpret somewhere. An abandonment must be made without any desire. Alrighty, interessante. Let's go over here now. Right, so give absolute and conditional sales. Well, an absolute sale is one where the property and chattels passes to the buyer upon the completion of the bargain. Look at that, collective bargaining agreements. A conditional sale is one in which the transfer of title. Man, that's still like interpretation to me, man, in my head. I just want to find the actual words together where you guys see, like, hold on, man, interpret is under sale as far as like either etymologically or tied to it in the root of also. So you can see that it has like the same etymological basis. Like, I love showing that also. Let's see. I know delivery is tradition, just like how it says where title has passed by possession is not to be delivered until payment is made, right? So I know that's dealing with tradition. And you're going to look up tradition. And that's what I think. I'm going to look up maybe tradition in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary too before we leave, because it's just little things that I remember from my studies that just stuck with me now. It's just like, you know what? From here on out, I'm going to make sure I have the actual source. So when I want to recall it and bring it back, it's like, well, because it did make me want to look up delivery. You know what I mean? So that's what I might do. For sale, right? Okay, what's next? Because I know sale is a deep topic, right? So just boom, boom, boom. Memorandum, right? Private sale. Yeah, man, I just don't see that word interpret. And it's all good. It's still good that we just kind of looking at sale either way. You know, some people will probably even think to go, let me actually take a look at sale a little more in depth. You know. All right. Pardon my quick scanning there. Let's see. Sale on credit. That's very interesting. There's that sheriff sale. When you looked it up, a sale of property conducted by a sheriff or sheriff's deputy in virtue pertaining to his authority as an officer holding process. That's a trustee.
Providing service.
All right, that's it. That's it, because salesman is next. Okay, so what I'll do next then, like I said, and I won't get off too much of a topic here, So let's go here and look up, let's do ETY, right? And go to, let's say LE, boom, right? Boom. And we were already here, right? And what did I want to look at? That's interesting though, because it's the same as Sal, S-A-L hyphen, boom.
Look up interpret.
What?
I was gonna tell you, look up interpret.
Oh yeah, you already know. Right? Boom.
Is there a list of related words?
Boom, there it is. I wasn't fucking playing. Boom. I told you, bro. I'm not fucking off, bro. I just had to remember where the fuck I see this shit, bro. See? Per. The fifth sense of per. To traffic. I'm not bullshitting you. I told you, bro. To traffic in or sell.
And then and then they're calling people persons.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting to, bro. Where I'm getting to. Like, yo, like, look at this shit, bro. To traffic in, to sell, an extended sense from, you already knew I wasn't going to get off this motherfucker till I found it. Root, per, the first sense, forward, through, via the notion of to hand over or distribute, bro. It forms all or part of appraise, appreciate, depreciate, interpret. Praise, precious, price, pornography. I told you, yo, I'm telling you, I told you sell and interpret is the same fucking thing.
Islam.
You feel me? That's why I was like, hold up, yo. It's on the tip of my tongue. And it might have been one of those, you know what I mean? You know how we do, yo, when we just kind of, where's this rabbit hole leading to?
No, I know. I was like, just yesterday, I was like, man, where did I see that thing? I still don't remember from yesterday, but when I find it, I'm gonna let you know.
Islam. I'm really glad we saw this. And now back to delivery, right? Just to show that delivery and tradition is the same fucking thing, right? So let's see. I'm going to go to delivery first. So let me, okay. D-I-D-E. We're in D-E-V, D-E-S. Where are we now? D-E-P. D-E-P still. Scroll. Swipe. D-E-L-I, right? Delivery, right? I promise you this shit says tradition. Or am I wrong? Where is delivery? I see deliver ants. The act by which the res, which is a thing, or substance thereof is placed within an actual or constructive possession or control of another. All right, it might be another one of those. I might have been in a rabbit hole and just don't remember where within the rabbit hole I saw it. So let's do tradition real quick then. Trade and tradition has the same root, right? Boom, there we go. In Moorish Latin, tradición in delivery. I'm telling you, bro, I don't be off. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't be off.
What's that, Black's Law 4th edition?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Henry Campbell Black's Law 4th edition, tradición. In Moorish Latin, so-called Spanish, in Spanish law, delivery. That's it.
Tradición.
Right? So let's see if,
Tradición is tradition.
right? That's why I'm like, hold up, bro. But where is tradition as we know how it's spelled? Boom, there it is, delivery. A close translation is not a way to, or formation of the word Latin, traditio. Come on, yo. I told you, bro. When I go in these rabbit holes, I don't be off, bro. At the fuck all, bro. You feel me? That's why I said
I was reading it.
same thing.
The tradition or delivery is the transferring of the thing sold into the power and possession of the buyer. Of the buyer.
So the tradition or delivery is the transferring of the thing interpreted into power and possession. Like, come on, yo. I'm telling you, bro. Like, when people really start really studying, like we be really studying, bro, people are like, yo, hold up, yo. Fuck that Federal Reserve. No, fuck any currency system, because all currency systems are to keep the people docile and enslaved so that we get to, like, who told you're our freaking brother man and mother man. When I say man, I mean mind. You're our brother mind and mother mind. Who the fuck gave you authority, especially when Article 1, Section 2 says, I didn't choose you to be, motherfucker.
Right.
So now you're imprisoning me. No, that's not what's happening here. Like, come on, man. What in the entire Phuket, Thailand? Like, seriously. Okay, I think I'm complete now, bro. So we can go in on the astrology.
Late 13th century and directly from Latin traditionin.
Hold on,
Nominative traditio.
Where you at? Where you at on the etymology?
Yeah, a delivering up. A delivering up. That's the oldest usage, 1300s.
Is this where we at? Man, is the word the same damn thing?
Yeah, late 13th century and directly from Latin traditionem, nominative traditio, a delivering up. Surrender, a handing down, a giving up. Delivering up is like giving up. You giving up title, you're delivering up title, that's tradition.
Mm-hmm. Trade is the root in there too. So we're always delivering in a trade, especially once things are interpreted. Sell me on it. Interpret this for me.
And this is right. And this is the contemporary statement, belief, or practice handed down from generation to generation. So it's handed down. It's handed. That's why they call it. It's being given away. It's being sold.
After it's being interpreted, after it's being explained, after the mind has been stated properly. Statement. Standing mind.
Islam.
You feel me, bro? Like, come on, man. The word is a doublet of treason. What? Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure I read that in context. From Proto-Indo-European root do, to give, right? So to give over, transdare, right, is where we get tradere from, right? All right. The word is a doublet of treason, quod vide, right? The Q dot V dot is Latin for quod vide, Quod vide. A long established custom. Whoa, is from the 1590s, so that's came a little later. The notion.
When I see quod vide, I think about that dude that does the videos. Look it up.
Yes, basically. Yes, look at it. Yes. As a matter of fact, let's look it up. Around 1200s, circa 1200, betrayal of trust, breach of blind faith, breach of fiat. Looky. From Anglo-French, trahison. From Old French, trahison, treason, treachery. 11th century, right? Which is the 1000s or the thousands, right? Modern French, trahison. From Latin, traditionem, nominative traditio, Delivery, surrender. Are we back here again? Are we fucking back here again? A doublet of tradition. The old French form was influenced by the verb trahir, which is betray. Come on, y'all. What are we really talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
What are we really doing this year? Because you know we be cycling through these fucking studies. We're not playing. Oh, that's my tradition. Oh, okay. That's your treason? Or is that something that you're honorably upholding after proper interpretation? And it's being handed down for the benefit of everyone, right?
They got a culture, they got a treasonous culture that is their tradition. Their treasonous culture has become traditional because they're handing it down. High treason, constructive treason.
Was a judicial fiction whereby actions carried out with
Treason.
reasonable intent, but found to have the effect of treason, were punished as though they were treason itself. So again, let's back to that preamble again, which is the fucking purpose. The thesis statement, right? The protection against the accounts for the careful wording of the definition of treason in the U.S. Constitution. See, we're back to the Constitution again. Not the U.S. I don't know what the fuck a U.S. is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Because when my brother started out, it said the Constitution, right? Or the North American Constitution for the United States Republic, or North America. Something. Hold on. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I got RV Bay tabs open here. Boom, shakalaka. That's what he had. The Constitution for the United States of America, North Continent, presented in 1787, ratified in 1791. Right?
We the emperor.
Look, one booby out to talk about the galaxy, the Milky Way. Oh, there's Libra in her hands. Hey, there's that sword in her hands too, which is opposite of the Libra because this deals with Perseus. But there's no Medusa there. Oh no, there's Medusa. There's that snake on top of the book. Let that Kundalini rise, though. Yeah, you gotta really start looking at that. That's a copper tone woman there.
She's blindfolded.
Gonna weigh your heart on the scales of Ma'at, not my yacht. It's Ma'at.
My yacht. I'm on my yacht.
I'm on a boat. No, let me stop.
I'm on my little yachty looking.
I'm on my ship of states. Let me stop.
Oh, that's all bad. With no rudders?
We got to have all the rudders, actually. We have multiple rudders just to make sure we're not.
Put extra butter on my rudders so they can move through the waters properly.
Bro, this has been an excellent presentation, bro. You have supremely and continually motivated me, bro, to go in and even dig up on the fly, the prior rabbit holes that I have been through, man. And all I can say to you, brother, as always, bro, thank you. Seriously, I know we about to go in on our Astroliteracy comprehension because we've given people a chance to come on in, pop on in. And it is what it is. What we're going to do, though, however, is we're going to keep providing them what they need for the Astroliteracy Comprehension Conference. We've got a few pages to finish reading up or aspects. So we're going to do the reading first, and then we're going to go into recess, and then we're going to end the Comprehension Conference portion for this particular degree, which pertains to the 28th August 2022. All right, where we currently have, let me start this animation real quick, right? To go on out where we're going to get started. Let's see what's on the rise real quick, guys. What's actually on the rise? Then we can take a brief break, I and Brother Arah, before we go in on this. Right? Boom shakalaka. right? What's on the rise there? Hey, Capricorn, look at that, man. Look at that, guys. We're ending off with the structure pertaining to things. Yo, I swear I can't make this up, man. I promise you I cannot make this up, man. So with that being said, guys, we would love for you to just continue to enjoy yourselves. Go and enjoy your studies, right? The sun and the moon will be soon both in the 8th house. Ask no one for any favors, or don't ask your superior if there is one to you for a raise, especially when the sun and the moon are in the 8th house. And Venus too. Just relax and let things transpire to the 7th house so that you can relatively get those things that you would like to have pertaining to value, especially when Venus is there in the 7th with our accidental dignity that she'll have there. All righty. And then we're going to yield the floor there, guys. Saturn, of course, is ruling the 1st and the 2nd houses, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are making sure that you're having the essentials for yourself and definitely valuing the information that's been poured out to you, all righty, on this day, so that you can be able to make some fortunate transformations within yourself, as well as bring some insight as you roll around again in a retrograde fashion, that which was innovatively poured out to you today from both Brother Arah Muaba Bey and I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. All right, so I'm going to yield there on that specific interpretation pertaining to the ascendant. Brother Arah, any last comments, questions, and/or suggestions, my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased?
Study, study, study. That's all I gotta say.
Yes. Islam. All righty, y'all. I am going to yield the floor. I and Brother Arah want to say our namaste to you all. Namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace.
Wow.